Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How's everybody doing today? Nice to see everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. Give me a 5x5. You can hear me all right. Can you hear me okay? What is going on? How is everybody doing? I see Cope Doggy Dog, Lori. I see you all in the chat. What is going on? Nice to see you. So you say, what's going on? Everybody do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit it. Take your finger real quick and just hit the like button. Just take you a second. Just tap that like button. Tappity tap, 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 tap. Today's rendition on Delete is so good. This is so good. What you guys are going to see today is going to blow your mind. The things I'm going to show you today, the despotism, the way that the way the cops are allowed to treat us, and why, how come they're allowed to treat us this way? Can anybody tell me? It's because of a Supreme Court holding from 1968 called Terry versus Ohio. Maybe you guys have heard of Terry versus Ohio. Anybody ever heard of that before? Can you put in the comment section, please? OTVO. We're going to cover a couple things. We're going to cover a couple things today. But first, I need you to put in the comment section OTVO. Put it in there for me. Just put it in there. I appreciate that. And then if you would please hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. You guys remember the other day I showed you a short of this, just a tiny little piece of this. Well, guess what? The editor found the actual video and sent it to me out of Connecticut. This is going to blow your mind. Remember, the first 30 seconds are going to be quiet. Basil, welcome. Brandon Sweeney, good to see you. Gloria, let's go. OTV. Oh, there it is right there, folks. You got it right, sir. Ali Baba, God bless you, sir. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. All right, now remember, the first 30 seconds of this is going to be, you're not going to be able to hear anything. Let me jump in with you guys. Let's listen to this together. Here you go. Can you guys hear me okay now? What is going on with the sound? There we go. Okie dokie. I had was there an echo going on the whole time? Was there an echo going on the whole time? Did you guys hear an echo the whole time? So listen, my name is ChilleDeCastro. I am a constitutional law scholar. I am autodidactic. I learned everything on my own as soon as the cops no-knock raided me in the year 2002. Chief of Police Michael Moore of LAPD. I'm back in Las Vegas now. But back when I was in 2002 in LA, what happened was the police no-knock raided me, accused me of being a chemical dealer, didn't find that I was a chemical dealer. I hired Robert Shapiro and I beat those charges. However, I began to study constantly. Can you guys hear me now? Is the sound okay now? It should be all right. Sorry about that. How's that for the sound? Let me see how that is. Did that turn it up? Was that better a little bit? Is that sound a little bit better? Okay. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The world is not perfect, and neither am I. I definitely am not perfect. Okay, American Patriot, I see you. I see you in there, American Patriot. All right, let's jump right into this video. Remember, you're not going to hear this for the first couple seconds, but then it comes clear. So he's following this guy, and the guy gives him the bird. I covered part of this video the other day. Crossing a bridge. We're almost there where the sound's going to come on. 15 seconds to go before the sound comes on for the copper. So he was following that guy, and this guy gave him the bird, so he whipped over, and he was furious. 5 seconds till the sound kicks on. Still no sound. It's coming on any second. 45 seconds in. There it is.
Hey, can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man?
I'm running his license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding?
I was only going 60.
Speed limit's 40.
50.
Signs.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Favor. Oh, give me the weed, too.
No, I have a...
Yeah,
I have a medical marijuana card.
Step out.
I have a card.
Step out.
All right.
He puts his hand on his gun. Over what? Because he's losing his composure.
All right, stop, man.
You want to fucking run your mouth? No problem. You came to the right guy. Step out.
All right, stop.
You want to effing run? He's got his hand on his gun, because this guy gave him the bird and his ego is so fragile. You can't tell them to F off. Look at, he's got his hand on his gun. What a clown. What a clown.
Fucking run your mouth, no problem. You came to the right guy. Step out.
All right, stop.
Hand on gun.
Hands, please. Front back. Anything sharp? No, sir. Where's the marijuana?
I have it in my car, but I have
Where's
a
the
weed
card?
card.
You came to the right guy.
Right now, you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. All right.
Okay, so where does the idea come from that he can torture cuff you, arrest your motion, physically arrest you, but legally you're not arrested? Where does that come from? That could come from the 1968 case called Terry versus Ohio, where they create this magical thing called detainment. They can't call it arrested. They can't call it seized. They have to call it detainment. And now police departments around America create policies around that.
Right now, you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. All right. No, I really don't. See, the blue car,
which one?
was tailing me.
Yeah.
While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation because the governor's office has got multiple complaints on traffic stops.
All right.
Okay, so now I watched this already. I want to break this down for you guys, okay? I want you to listen very carefully to what the pig says, okay? Listen.
No, I really don't.
So he pulled him over for his attitude, and now listen to the tyranny this man is doing to the country. Listen to the tyranny he's doing.
The blue car,
which one?
was tailing me.
Oh, the blue car was tailing him. Put a 1 in the chat if he's full of shit. If the blue car was not tailing him. Put a 1 in the chat if he's full of shit and he's lying that the blue car was not tailing him. That's an absolute, total, complete lie. Nobody tails a cop. I go behind cops all the time. I still stay 3-4 car lengths back.
Yeah. While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation.
So listen.
It was tailing me. Yeah. While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation.
So he was trailing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation. Everybody, Team DLZ, welcome Heath Resler. Thank you for coming, Heath. I appreciate you. So just listen to what he says. I was trailing a tractor trailer. Any commercial drivers in the audience right now? Are there any commercial drivers? How bad is it in commercial driving in America today? How horrible is it for you as the person who drives a big rig?
It was tailing me. Yeah. While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation.
So he was trailing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation. Listen to the double talk here.
The governor's office has got multiple complaints.
The governor's office. Oh, really? Oh, really? So you mean all the complaints that we filed with the governor's office are ignored, but they got to get the tractor trailer. He has to trail a tractor trailer to try to find a motor vehicle violation. Michael Eline is in the room, everybody. You know, I didn't know this. Michael Eline has a 1-800 number. It's 833. What is it, Michael? 833 sue you. We sue or something like that. But he was trailing a tractor trailer to look for a motor vehicle violation.
On traffic stops.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
Okay.
He decides to pass me.
So hold on.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
So what is his thing? His thing is to trail a tractor trailer to try to find a reason to pull over the tractor trailer to try to arrest the tractor trailer. Everybody, welcome Heaven. Heaven's Devil. Welcome, everybody. Welcome her to Team DLZ, him or her. Thank you for coming.
Okay. He decides to pass me and let me off.
This is where the fun comes in. Enjoy this because the next video is deep and intense and a saga and it's sad.
We're out doing our thing. Okay. He decides to pass me and flip me off.
He decides to pass me and flip me off. He's losing his mind. He decides to pass me and flip me off. How could he do that to me? I'm the cop. You don't flip me off. Why would you flip me off? He's just unhinged. This pig, put in the comment section, JBTP, Jack, Boot, Thug, Pig. Put it in the comment section. This is the epitome of the problem in America.
So we're out doing our thing. Okay. He decides to pass me and flip me off. I'm sorry. All right?
Okay, listen, you do not say you're sorry from the word go. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent from the word go. How many people got a trifold in the mail this week? I sent off over 150 free trifolds to people who requested free trifolds from me. From those of you who bought them and paid for them, I'm so grateful because you allow me to send off my products to people for free. So I appreciate you.
On traffic stops.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
Okay.
He decides to pass me and flip me off.
All right, Spina, I'm sorry.
All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So who the fuck do you think you are worried about what I'm doing?
Okay.
I think that I am the citizen who pays taxes for you. I think that it's my job as the citizen to hold you accountable. It's my job to make sure that you serve the public because you are a public servant. That's what I think it is. I think it's my job to take you on with transparency and by telling you you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. If I'm on the East Coast, you're looking soft, okay? You're looking soft, piggy. Your feelings are hurt that I flipped you off. Oh, little piggy, poor Wilt Piggy. I feel so bad for you, Wilt Piggy. And so it's my job to check your ass. You remember the old rap song, Dr. Dre? That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass. Used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I'm gonna smack the taste out your mouth. Bow down to the row. Can me now, you little hoe. Oh, don't think I forgot. I let you slide. Let me ride. Just another homicide. Yeah, it's me. So I'm gonna talk on walking on the easiest streets that you can walk on. I love gangster rap, and I don't listen to it anymore because I can't sing the lyrics.
You're right.
I know you pass me and flip me off.
All right, Spina, I'm sorry.
All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So who the fuck do you think you are worried about what I'm doing?
Okay. You're right.
Oh, look, so I don't want this to gloss by. I watched this last night 5 times, okay? So remember, when you're in torture cuffs are always torture. Torture cuffs are always, let me see if I can turn it up. There you go.
Think you are?
Is
No.
that okay?
I know that.
So the governor's office has gotten multiple complaints on traffic stops.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
Okay.
He decides to pass me and flip me off.
All right, Spina, I'm sorry.
All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So who the fuck do you think you are worried about what I'm doing?
Okay. You're right.
I know I'm right, goddammit.
This guy's gonna have an aneurysm. So see him rip his elbow. So when he grabs him right here, okay, stop. I'm gonna slow this down because I want to show you guys. Let me make sure the subtitles are on for the hearing impaired. So now check this out. Speedback is gonna be 0.25. Now watch what he's doing. See that right there? You see that right there? He's lifting the elbow up and away from his body. And in case you've never been put in the torture cuffs, that is gouging the torture cuffs into the man's wrists. Did you know that? That the torture cuffs are gouging into his wrists. And look at the amount of force, 2 hands on one, that he's grabbing and squeezing this guy's arm. That hurts right there, friends. That hurts right there, friends. That hurts. That's painful right there. That's super painful.
I know I'm right, goddammit. Get the fuck down. Everyone's got something to fucking say. Mind your own goddamn business. You're fucking speeding. How would I start with that? No shit. I was following that kid for a reason. And if you hadn't done that fucking stupid stunt, I'd be with him right now. But no, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to be a fucking American.
You had to be a fucking American, is what he said. You had to be fucking American and hold your public servants accountable. You had to be fucking American. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a fucking American. Let me put a 1 in the chat for myself over here. I'm a fucking American all the way. I'm an American all the way. That's why I check you piggies. That's why I show up on the scene. I say, I invoke my First Amendment right to be pressed. And then I say, go get back in your car, little doggy, and do your job. I triggered you. You arrested me because you got triggered, and now you're getting sued for $5 million. Another lawsuit's coming down the pike for $10 million for the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. It's turning summer here in Vegas. It's absolutely beautiful outside. You should see how nice it is here in Vegas today. And you know what? You Las Vegas Metro pigs are going to learn real quick. If you put your dirty pig paws on me, I'm going to sue your ass. And I'm not even going to pay for it. I'm going to crowdfund it. And then when I get that money, we're going to have a pizza party right here on Team DLZ. We're going to have a pizza party. Right there. Steve just said it. I'm a motherfucking American. I'm a fucking American, and I'm checking your ass, pig. I am checking your ass right now.
Do it. You're right. I know I'm right, goddammit.
He's going to have a stroke.
Everyone's got something to fucking say. Mind your own goddamn business. You're fucking speeding. How would I start with that? No shit. I was following that kid for a reason.
Listen, do not say you're sorry. Invoke your Fifth Amendment right. Say it out loud. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Please don't question me any further without my lawyer present.
You haven't done that fucking stupid stunt. I'd be with him right now. But no, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to be a fucking American.
He's not done.
God help you if there's anything illegal in this car. Is it in the original dispensary container? What? It's roach. Is it in the original dispensary container? No. Then you're fucked. How's that sound? No shit. Mind your own fucking business next time. Yeah, it's called shut the fuck up.
Oh.
I was driving along. I was going to head to a simple citation that I give, but no. You got to be. Just couldn't fucking shut your mouth. Where you going anyway? Where do you work? Where?
Okay, listen, this is the point. He's saying, where do you work? He says North Haven. And then he says, where? And the man's...
It's called American Home. What's that?
Okay, so it's called American something, right? Now, do you understand that the pigs are an invasive, infestive species that are disgusting and have no boundaries and no limits? If you tell these jackboot thug pigs where you work, even if it's in the next county or district or municipality or borough or city over, this pig right here, he works with other pigs. This pig right here works with pigs who work in your county, your borough, your district, your municipality. Put a 1 in the chat if it is not beyond this pig to call up another pig and say, hey, there's a guy who works at American, whatever he said. Can you just sit outside his work? He drives this kind of car. Here's his license plate. I took a picture of the back of his car. Would it be okay if you just sat outside his work? And then when he leaves his work, he had some Mary Jane in his car. Can you just pull him over? And if he doesn't have that in the original dispensary bag, can you arrest him and take him to the dungeon for me? And then can you put the cuffs on tight? And oh, by the way, this is all going through my personal cell phone. I'm calling you up over there. We used to work together 10 years ago. And now Rick is over in the municipality where this guy works. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it is not beyond the pigs to just go ahead and call another pig and say, can you just arrest this guy when he leaves work? I guarantee he's going to have some paraphernalia, or it's not going to be in the original dispensary bag. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's a real possibility. Just wondering if anybody else is listening to this and realizing that this guy telling him where he works, it's a big mistake. It's a big mistake.
How's that sound? No shit. Mind your own fucking business next time. Yeah, it's called shut the fuck up. I was driving along. I was going to head to a simple citation that I give, but no. You got to be. Just couldn't fucking shut your mouth. Where you going anyway? Where do you work? Where? It's called American Home. What's that?
Okay, 3 questions in a row. 3 questions in a row. And if you're a member of Team DLZ, then you already know that the moment the cop pulls you over, no matter what, you immediately give him Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent. You pull your trifold down from your visor and you show it to him. What does it say on there? Don't ask me where I'm coming from. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I've been. Okay? This is what we do here on Team DLZ. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your visor. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet, because you know the importance of how important it is to say, I invoke my First Amendment right. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Look how many people. There's a reason why. He just told him how to ruin his life. And when he invokes his Fifth Amendment right, cop loses his qualified immunity for questioning you further. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right immediately upon interaction with the jackboot thug pig. Little piggy, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Oh my God. This is just so hilarious. Enjoy this because the next one's dirty and rough.
Paper? Yeah, you know, like the liquor bottles and stuff that the shit comes in, like the trays. I promise you, I only have weed in the car. Honest to goodness. And it's all right here in my glove box right here.
And can the cop say that I feel like you're driving impaired? And then can the cop arrest you? Can the cop arrest you? Yes, he can. All he has, you told him, I promise I only have weed in the car. Okay, so now what can the cop do? The cop can arrest you and say that he thinks that you are driving impaired. Yes, Heath, absolutely. With every hoodie, you get a trifold and you get a pair of cop cards with every single hoodie. If you tell me that you need another one for a friend, I'll put an additional trifold in the envelope for you with your hoodie. If you tell me you need another pair of cop cards for your mother, your brother, your sister, your lover, I will put another pair of cop cards in there, because this is the mission. We are Team DLZ. Put it in the chat.
You ever heard of what a heat seeker is? A heat seeker is something that draws attention to itself. Heat-seeking missiles, they go for the heat. Sit the fuck down. Did I call you?
I guess I would be a heat seeker. Exactly correct. Let's go OTVO. Every time I see Let's go OTVO in the chats, this person is so spot on. This human being right here, Let's go OTVO. I see you in the chats on other channels. I see you in the comments correcting people. People say in qualified immunity. And every time you guys see somewhere in the comment section, someone says in qualified immunity, you can put right underneath of it. It doesn't matter as long as there's Terry versus Ohio. As long as that jackboot thug pig is saying that I was in fear for my life, qualified immunity doesn't matter, because they're following the policy laid out by the Supreme Court. Their police department adopted the exact same policy as the 1968 holding in Terry versus Ohio. And what are the 3 tenets of Terry versus Ohio? Officer safety above all of your rights, that they can be reasonably articulately suspicious of you and walk up to you, do what? Detain you. Those are the 3 pillars of Terry versus Ohio. You need to say, every time you see somebody say in qualified immunity, you need to type right underneath, reply to them. Actually, it's not qualified immunity. There's 5 cases that are far more important. Terry versus Ohio, Graham versus Counter, Kerr versus California, Brenniger versus United States, and Carroll versus United States. Those 5 cases are all far, far, far more important than Terry versus Ohio, than qualified immunity.
Why am I speeding? I'm doing my fucking job. Connecticut General Statute 14-298 allows law enforcement officers to disregard the traffic laws in the performance of their duties. How the fuck am I going to catch a speeder if I'm not speeding? You like your job at NASA with physics?
You're right, man.
Where do you want this? Doesn't get trashed. I can tell. I don't want to get ruined.
Yes, you do, pig. Yes, you do, pig.
Fucking believable. It just never fucking ends in this fucking job. I got 14 months. I can't fucking wait to be done.
Put a 1 in the chat if we really hoped his 14 last months were just as stressful as this day every single day.
I tell you why our department, instead of having 1,300, has 850 right now. There's a fucking clue to the public. What a bunch of assholes.
So hold on a second. Listen to this again.
Fucking wait to be done. This ought to tell you why our department, instead of having 1,300, has 850 right now.
So instead of 1,300 little piggies, they only have 850 piggies. And let me tell you why, Mr. Jackboot Thug Pig, why you only have 850 versus 1,300 little piggies. Because the policies, procedures, and protocols that you ask good people to sign up and do to another human being are brutal, inhumane, and barbaric. That's why you don't have 1,300 piggies and you have 850 piggies, and why you can't get anybody to sign up to be a pig, because the policies, procedures, and protocols, and the basis of the policies, procedures, and protocols are what case? Terry versus Ohio. You mean every single intrusion, almost every single policy created by police is based on Terry versus Ohio? Yes. Almost every single policy and procedure is based on Terry versus Ohio. And how do you know that I'm telling you the truth? Because if you ever involve yourself with pigs at any level, whether you're filming them, whether you're being pulled over, whether you go to the police station, they always say one thing: can't do that. It's in the name of officer safety. And where does that come from? Terry versus Ohio. So spread the word. When you see people put in qualified immunity, please correct them.
There's a fucking clue to the public. What a bunch of assholes you are.
No, actually, you're the asshole for agreeing to do brutal, inhumane, and barbaric policies to free Americans who have not committed a crime.
1,500 has 850 right now. There's a fucking clue to the public. What a bunch of assholes you are.
He's not done. He's got more. He's got more in him. Heller Gun Dude is almost ready to go. We almost have Heller Gun Dude ready to go.
Right there. You want it on paper or not?
See, so now because you admitted to it, you opened your mouth, this pig could charge him with DUI.
Is it in the original dispensary container? No shit. Turn around. Is it in the original dispensary container?
He threw his ashtray on the ground, destroying his property. And look at him acting like he's a gorilla, when the truth is, you take off that badge and gun, you drop those things, you're a beta male cuck.
No shit.
Did he just stomp on the guy's ashtray and smash it?
Turn around. Everything across you make You think I'm kidding? You think I'm fucking kidding? Look at me. Do I look like I'm happy with you right now? Shut your fucking mouth, mind your own business, and be on your way. Don't you ever fuck with me again.
Hey, can you be safe?
Did he confiscate the guy's Mary Jane? So there it is right there. How's everybody doing today? What is going on? How is everybody doing? Mark LaGrange is here. Brick Jonas is here. Tony Steele is here. Katie Fry is here. Good to see you. Good Time is here. What is going on? Drop a comment in the section. Drop a comment in the comment section real quick. I'll just read off a few names and say hello to everybody. How is everybody doing today? I'm having a much better day than yesterday. Yesterday was a frustrating day. Today has been smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. And just so you guys know, in the coming hour, we have Hendry from Craig Hendry from the case in Kentucky that the DUI guy's covering. We're bringing him on the StreamYard later today. I would love to read the comments, but there's just so much to cover here. There's so much to educate. There's so many people to teach that we have to make this world a better place. And the first step in doing that would be for us to all join together and understand what the real problem is. I understand that you guys have been led by these YouTubers who they're brave, and I respect what some of them have done. But the truth is they've misled you to believe that qualified immunity is the problem in our country. And it is simply not. It is Terry versus Ohio that cops can pull you over on suspicion. They can then detain you, which means what? Across every police department in America, if they detain you, that means torture cuffs. And then they can use reasonable articulable suspicion to approach you. So they approach you using reasonable articulable suspicion. They detain you for the name of officer safety. So that's the problem. And now I went over Graham versus Connor the other day, and you guys saw Graham versus Connor is a tyrannical jackboot thug pig thing that they created for the cops. Team DLZ running through the chat. Good to see you guys, Team DLZ. Today's special. If you get a trifold today, if you pick up a trifold, I'm going to give you a set of Fifth Amendment cop cards to go with it. You remember what I'm doing here? I'm building up a business so that we have a way to take on these jackboot thug pigs. We can't take on the pig company if we don't have a way to fund lawyers, to help fund lawyers for different people all over the country. And so what I do is I give away my products for free if you can't afford them. If you can afford them, please buy them. I would really appreciate it. Sent off 150 free trifolds this week. 150. So you're going to get a pair of cop cards with your trifold. It's the $25 one. If you want to get the $9 trifold, you can download it. You get it on deletelaws.com. You're welcome to print off multiples. Print off multiples. Give them to your friends and family. There's no barrier to entry here on Team DLZ. You don't have to pay me a single dime. I'll give you my trifold for free as long as you'll use it. And the promise that I make people is if I see you invoke your Fifth Amendment right, invoke your First Amendment right, if I see you do it on camera and the cops violate your rights, starts off right there. Cop cited, start filming and state, I invoke my First Amendment right. Number 2, cop approaches and states alleged infraction. You give him everything, all the legal documents, and you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Cop loses qualified immunity for questioning you further. Number 3, cop asks you to exit the vehicle. You exit the vehicle. You have to until we change the policy. Number 4, right here on the driver card, cop asks to consent to search. You can give consent and then revoke consent. Number 5, cop says he smells Mary Jane. Case law applies to places where they sell Mary Jane, recreational or medicinal, while filming state smell is not probable cause. Number 6, cop says he's calling in a canine, while filming state extending the stop violates my rights. Rodriguez versus United States, 2015. You cannot extend the stop without reasonable articulable suspicion. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. That's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see if I can go like this. There we go. I'm going to get a new mic stand here pretty quick. I took a look at them. As you guys know, we're putting out a ton of money for different people right now, so I'm kind of balling on a budget. Until we have these people's lawyers paid off. Remember, I'm going to bring on Craig Hendry here shortly. We have a fundraiser for Craig set up on the 12th. Craig Hendry, that's Hendry812 is his YouTube channel. He was wrongfully persecuted and prosecuted in Kentucky. I'm keeping my promise. We saw him get wrongfully persecuted and prosecuted, and then we hired the DUI guy plus to represent him in Kentucky. So that's what's going on. So that's on this coming up. On this, the 12th, I think is a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Let me check the calendar. We have a fundraiser for Henry. I'm stalling right now for a second because what you're going to see in a second is so hairy. It's so hairy. The 12th is a Tuesday. We have a fundraiser for Henry on Tuesday. That's coming Tuesday. Okay, cool. Now, here's what I'm going to do. What you got here? You said, I cash apped you 30 about the $999 trifold. Can you hook up Nettie? Bill, you got to make sure you put in the notes of your purchase what exactly you want me to hook you up with. I always give a free pair of cop cards with every single order, except for the $9 trifold. I don't mail you anything. You got to get the $25 one so that I can put these in your envelope. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense, and I'll go into the negative like I did in 2022 by giving away too many products. So, all right, here we go. Now, listen, Brian from Here's the Deal covered the first part of this morning. I actually just saw his video. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But here's what he showed this morning. And so I want to show you guys. It's right here. There this is. I'm going to share this right here. So $1.5 million settlement for a man who was tased in the mouth by pigs. Okay. So Henry Demand says Braveheart. Nice to see you, Braveheart. So now I'm going to watch just a tiny bit of this because we're going to get into the reason why this video is called Standard of Care. This is how they treat us is because right here.
I can still see them pointing the gun at my father and just watching time stop, just feeling everything just leave my body.
He is still emotional after seeing deputies in Las Animas County tase his father. Well, now the two have filed a federal lawsuit against the sheriff's department. Deputies had stopped Nate Espinoza for a traffic violation in Trinidad along the New Mexico border. His father, who was driving separately, pulled over to see what was happening, and then things escalated quickly. Here's 9 News crime and justice reporter Matt Jablow.
Get in But to watch my father almost lose his life to these men, time stopped.
Get out the car. 5 months later, Nate Espinoza says he still remembers every terrifying moment.
But man, yeah, 0 to 100 fast. It was so crazy.
What's up? It was November 29th of last year. Nate was pulled over on Main Street in Trinidad for driving too close to Las Animas County Sheriff's Deputy Mikhail Noel.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop? Yeah, I do. Why? My son right there.
At the time, Nate was following his father, Ken, to have Ken's truck repaired. When Ken saw that his son had been pulled over, he stopped on the side of the road a few feet away, where he was approached by Lieutenant Henry Trujillo.
You need to leave now or you're going to get charged. It's that easy.
Lieutenant Trujillo ordered Espinoza to leave the scene.
You got 5 seconds to leave.
Which Espinoza's lawyer says was an unjustified command.
He was doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Deputy Noel then gave Espinoza the same command. But when Espinoza tried driving away, Noel told him to stay, then drew his gun and ordered Espinoza to get out of his car. At that point, Espinoza was placed in handcuffs, and as they put Espinoza in a patrol car, Trujillo and Noel tasered Espinoza numerous times, including once in the face, according to Espinoza's lawyer.
He has what look like snake bites all over this side of his body. He's got one on his leg that you can see.
The deputies then dragged Espinoza out of the patrol car, tossed him to the ground, and searched him before putting him back in the car.
He has nightmares just as I do.
At a press conference on Tuesday announcing a federal lawsuit against the Las Animas County Sheriff's Department.
What do they have, 7 officers and 2 of them are acting like felons?
Nate Espinoza said he's hoping the deputies involved are finally held accountable.
Just wasn't right. I asked for justice, man. You know, that's something that'll stick with me probably the rest of my life.
The Las Animas County Sheriff's Department did not comment on the lawsuit. They did say that both Lieutenant Trujillo and Deputy Noel have now been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal affairs investigation. According to Ken Espinoza's lawyer, 12 days before the incident in November, the Sheriff's Department settled another excessive force lawsuit against the same 2 deputies. Tom?
I think for many people watching police work these days, as the body cameras continue to show us these things, do the internal affairs investigations line up with what we see, the external part of these arrests?
No, let me jump in real quick. The answer is no. Internal affairs is cops investigating cops. They worked with that cop 10 years ago. They were friends with that cop's brother. When they go to the cookout, he's got a crush on that cop's sister. It's cops investigating cops. The Mullen Commission, the Wickersham Commission, the Seabury Commission, and the Knapp Commission all teach us that internal affairs is a total joke.
Line up with what we see, the external part of these arrests?
Sometimes they do, but not always. It'll be interesting to follow this one.
For sure. Thank you, Matt.
Okay, so we guys saw that, and here's what you saw. Here's the deal video, maybe earlier, but I want to show you this now. This is the body cam footage, and it's not very good footage. This footage is fairly grainy, but I want to show you this body cam footage of when the cop took the man who literally. I mean, does everybody understand what happened in this case? Thank you, Drophead74. I have not checked Zelle, but I will check it. Thank you so much. Greg threw the pay app ups here. If you guys want to donate to Hendry, or make sure you put donation on the line. I do have to answer to the IRS, so make sure you guys put donation on the line, either for Hendry or Press with Rancor. It'll be never ending. We have to pay off $60,000. I'm going to crowdsource this money. I'm going to crowdsource with you guys, $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. If you're a guy like Drophead74 who drops hundreds at a time, or Chevy, and I emailed Chevy again yesterday, I still have not heard back from him. I'm really concerned. Does anybody know if Chevy is okay? If Chevy's all right? So I want to show you guys something though. After the body cam of him getting jerked out of the car and thrown on the ground, slammed against the wall, tased in the face, all those things. Now I want to show you. Oh, that's right. So he parked on the road But Teshlines versus Danforth, I'd be willing to go to jail for it. I can park here to film you because it's a matter of public interest to film you as you have my son pulled over. It's in your trifold, Teshlines versus Danforth. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold, because if you do, it says right here, you can't park here. Well, it says right there, Teshlines versus Danforth, 1933, constitutionally, my right to stop is inherent in my right to travel. Your state statute or ordinance is unconstitutional. I stopped here to conduct my legitimate business affairs. Fact, travel is also the right to stop along the way for a purpose. And this was from the Mississippi court, the Supreme Court of Mississippi, and the judge's name who wrote it was Virgil, drawing a blank, but his name was Virgil, and he was a constitutional law scholar beyond the pale. He wrote books on constitutional law. He was he put the bar up for a certain type of law. You can look it up. He was an absolute G, an absolute G. So now we're going to get into this, and try not to get upset when you watch this. Try not to get upset. I watched this last night, and I was replying what I would say if I was in the situation. And what I'll do as governor is I'll ban these things that this pig. So remember, they've wrongfully arrested him. His entire crime was pulling over to film his son. And now watch how this pig treats him. He was a triggered little piggy. Nice to see you, Chris Boudreau.
We're going to try to get him in here. If he acts like a fucking idiot, he's going in the chair. No, just come on.
That's what will be banned when I am governor. There will no longer be a torture chair where you can torture people and say it's in the name of keeping order. I will create a plastic bubble that you can go in. You can jump on your head upside down, but it's going to have a 2-foot cushion, so you can't even kill yourself. You can run into the plastic. You can puke. You can spit. You can do whatever you want. A plastic bubble for people who are completely out of control, so they can't hurt themselves. If they hurt themselves in the plastic bubble, you know what? That's on them. But the idea of the chair inside of dungeons is so brutal. It's executioner stuff from the 13th century is what it is. Watch how this guy is treated.
All right, get out.
Can you give me a few minutes?
No, get out.
Just seconds, man. I can't move, man. Jeez.
Right over here, the open door. Have a seat on the bench inside. I'm going to tell you right now, if you continue to act like a jackass, sit down. You're going in the chair. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
I understand.
You're going to cooperate. You're going to do what you're told, because if not, you're going to go in the chair. Okay? Yeah. Any part of that you don't get?
No, sir.
Med's going to come and check him out because he got tased. So that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. So we'll let them come and look at him here, and then we'll go from there.
Come open this door, please.
Of course, he's playing with the torture cuffs because he enjoys torturing people.
You can come and talk to him Monday through Friday. When you get out of jail, he's up front. Under Sheriff Sandus Steven is my supervisor's name. You can come and talk to him then.
So why do you think he says who his supervisor is? Because he knows that absolutely nothing is going to happen to him, that he can treat people this way and nothing will happen to him. Nothing.
It's not being mean. I'm telling you the way it is, okay? You had your chance, okay? Shut up and listen, okay? It's not time for you to talk. It's time for you to listen, because I'm done with your bullshit, okay? This could have all been prevented. Okay? Simple. I roll up to see who the hell is parked behind my deputy, because I don't know who it is, and you start acting like a dickhead. Okay? No, bullshit. Number one, you roll up your window when I'm walking up to it, therefore I have to knock on your window to get your... Oh, you don't know who I am?
I didn't have your lights on.
Are you stupid?
Behind me, though.
Does this fucking costume I'm not wearing tell you who I am?
I couldn't see it.
Bullshit.
The costume, exactly correct. Jackboot Thug Pig. Put in the comment section JBTP.
You looked right at me and rolled your window up.
I did. I rolled my
all
window.
recorded.
I rolled my window up when you...
All recorded. Okay?
I
say what you want.
No.
Anything you can say will be used against you in court.
I know.
Keep talking.
I'm not saying that. I was bringing my pickup to court because it doesn't stop. He told me to leave. When I push my brakes, my truck does not stop. I have to...
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle?
I was bringing it to Florida.
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle is what you're trying to do. You're saying it don't stop?
When you're holding the brakes, it won't stay unless I put it in neutral.
Okay, we're 4 minutes in right here. We're going to come right back here. Ryut Audits asked what the case law is. So this is Teshlines versus Danforth. It's in your trifold. Okay, so everyone, let me see what you guys can see. You guys can see what I can see. So the case law is Teshlines versus Danforth. We're going to go right back to that video. There's still a few minutes left. In Teshlines versus Danforth, just keep coming down here. Let me get rid of this right here. Okay, cool. Automobiles, 1943, evidence, automobiles, constitutional law on the highways. The right of a citizen to travel on the public highway is a common right which under his right to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the right to travel, which means the right to go from one place to another, includes the right to start, to go forward on the way, and to stop when the traveler's destination has been reached. And also the right to stop on the way temporarily for a legitimate or necessary purpose when that purpose is an immediate incident to travel. The constitutional right of citizens to travel on public highways may be reasonably regulated by legislative acts in pursuance of police power of the state, but the police power cannot justify the enactment of any statute which amounts to an arbitrary or unwarranted inference with or reasonable restriction of those rights of citizens which are fundamental constitutional law, where the court is confronted with the statute, a literal construction of which would render it unconstitutional, the court must adopt such a construction when reasonably possible, as will save the statute and the time and save savorable provisions or term in it. To sustain constitutionally the section or statute providing that no person shall stop a vehicle on main traveled part of highway when it is practical to stop the vehicle off such part of highway, but in every event an unobstructed width of at least 20 feet of a highway shall be left in a clear view. Okay, so automobiles and highways, and it continues on and on. But now what do we have to make sure that we do? And we're going to go right back to that video, but what do we have to make sure that we do? When the gentleman pulled over to film his son, he would be a non-driver. So you want to pull out your blue non-driver cop car. I'm sorry, it's the yellow one. I switched the colors on accident in my brain here. So when you pull up to film your son, the 5A cop car non-driver, what does it say right there? Number 1, I invoke my First Amendment right to film. So when he pulled over on the highway, let's go back to Teshlines. This is the most on-point case law. You would use this exact case law. Okay. And stop when the traveler's destination. Also the right to stop on the way temporary for a legitimate or necessary purpose when that purpose is an immediate incident to travel. So what does that mean exactly? What that means exactly is that you would want to stop along the way to film your son who's been pulled over by the police. What's the first thing that you have to do, though? The very first thing that you have to do, you have to say to the cop while you're filming on camera, I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press. My camera is the magic wand here. If the cop wants anything else, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. This is the key to doing everything. Remember yesterday we went over the clearly established prongs? That's so important that you understand those clearly established prongs. I'm going to pull up that exact same page. I'm going to go back to this. Are there any questions about Teschlines versus Danforth? I know that. I'm not going to get into it. Derek Morris, I sent you a text yesterday. Get back to me when you can. Any questions about Teschlines versus Danforth? And let me show you who wrote the holding so that you can look up the justice from Mississippi who wrote the holding. Let me see if I have it in here. Always trying to put cookies on my machine. I think the name of the judge was Virgil. Let me see. Who wrote the opinion in Teschlines v. Danforth? Mississippi. This is the case text here. Do we have the same thing here? We may have the exact same thing here. It is. It is. Great big dunce cap over here. Right here. His name was Virgil Griffith Justice. The case involves the proper and interpretations known as uniform highway. Upon any highway outside of a business or residence district, no person shall stop or park or leave standing. And this was the original statute that then when it went to the Mississippi State Supreme Court, this will be the most on-point case law that there is on the books today, which is why it is relevant. So what that means is the most relevant on-point case law. That would mean that different states, so for example, in your trifold is the Commonwealth versus Barr, 2021. I believe it's Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And so that case is going to be Commonwealth versus Barr, 2021. This is also the most on-point case law for the laws around Mary Jane. So the most on-point case law that you cannot stop on the road is going to be Teschline versus Danforth. Virgil Griffith. Is that his name? Gosh bless. Sorry about that. Now let's go back to the video and see how guys being treated.
When you're holding I know. I roll my
all
window.
recorded.
I roll my window up when you
all recorded. Okay?
I
say what you want.
No.
Anything you can say will be used against you in court.
I know.
Keep talking.
I'm not saying that. I was bringing my pickup to Florida because it doesn't stop. He told me to leave. When I push my brakes, my truck does not stop. I have to.
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle?
I was bringing it to Florida.
Notice that the captions are on for the hearing impaired. I got your emails and I'm reaching back out to you guys.
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle is what you're trying to. You're saying it don't stop?
When you're holding the brakes, it won't
We don't stop. Put it in the chat. We don't stop.
stay unless I put it in neutral. He started coming on my truck and he told me to stop. I put it in reverse to back it onto the curb so that way you guys didn't have to.
Do you know what stop means?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean drive your truck?
Let my truck stop.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Does stop mean put your truck in gear and try to drive away?
No, he told me to drive away.
He got two conflicting, no, he didn't get even conflicting orders. He was told to drive away.
You just said he told you to stop.
He told me to drive away and then you were yelling, no, stop him. So he started coming.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look and see if what he's saying is true. For a legitimate reason to stop along the way, Teschlines versus Danforth, you could easily argue that there's a legitimate reason to stop when your son has been pulled over by jackboot thug pigs so that you can film and witness possibly the killing of your kid.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
It's my son right there. He was following me.
Okay, he's on a traffic stop, so you don't need to be behind it.
Well, you gotta be mean.
Oh, I'm not being mean. We just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like when they kill my son.
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
You don't get paid to be a fucking asshole.
You don't either, okay? I don't got to put up with your bullshit, okay? I asked you a simple question, okay?
Hold on, man.
In fact, you need to leave now or you're going to get charged. It's that easy.
Just leave.
I'm recording too. I asked you a simple question. If you have a shitty attitude, that's your problem. Okay?
On my door.
Yeah, you saw me and you rolled your window up when I came.
Traffic stop.
So now look, the cop has an attitude from the word go. Watch carefully.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop?
Yeah. Right there. Stop right there.
Why? My son right there.
Okay. So now you've told him the reason why you are there. Now from right there, from that moment forward, you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press. As you have your camera up and you're filming that jackboot thug pig. First Amendment's unequivocal. You lose your qualified immunity for stopping me from filming. The Fifth Amendment is unequivocal. I already told you why I was here. I'm here to film my son. Don't ask me another question or it goes around your qualified immunity. He was awarded $1.5 million. If he wants to get into you can't park here, then you open up your trifold to Teschlines versus Danforth and you say, you can read or you need me to read it to you. I can stop along the way. It's my right to stop. It is inherent to travel for a necessary and legitimate reason. You jackboot thug pigs are murdering and hurting people all over the country. I have every right to stop here. And by the way, Your Honor, I'm letting him know right now, as I look directly into my camera, I'm letting him know right now that I've invoked my First Amendment right to be the press. The reason I invoke my First Amendment right, Your Honor, is because they have my son pulled over and I'm going to film this interaction as you are filming him with your camera. Now, I would be a little bit more saucy than that. You know as well as I do, I would be a lot more saucy than that. I would tell him to eat my shorts, you farfignugan, jackboot, thug pig, go fly a kite, eat a ham sandwich, take your finger, or sit and spin until you get to the knuckle when the ride's over, pig. And then if he's going to arrest me, I'll take my 7-figure settlement as well, just like I'm going to get from Las Vegas Metro Police Department, you dumb jackboot thug pigs. Now, let's get to the point where he's going to drive away and see what happens.
Okay, he's on a traffic stop, though. You don't need to be behind it.
Oh, yes, he does. He has a legitimate reason to stop. But what mistake does he make right here? I'm sorry for stopping it, but I have to teach you guys this. What mistake does he make right here? He does not say, I invoke my First Amendment right to be press. Turner versus Driver upholds my First Amendment right. It's my right to film police. You have my son pulled over. I will be filming this interaction. Now, if you guys don't know, with every single trifold that I sell to anybody, I include a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in there with it. You're more than welcome to purchase them because we're going to take that money and we're going to help other people. That's what we're going to do. We don't stop. We don't stop. We're not going to stop until it's done. But let's get to the point where he has to drive away.
You gotta be mean.
I'm not being mean. We just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like when they kill my son.
You don't like to be filmed, pig.
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
No, you do not get paid to pull people over, you stupid jackboot thug pig. Your job is to uphold the rights, my rights, of the citizens in this country. That is your job. You dumb jackboot thug pig. I told you, I watched this last night. I was literally yelling at the screen. It infuriates me beyond the pale.
You don't get paid to be a fucking asshole.
You don't either, okay? I don't got to put up with your bullshit, okay? I asked you a simple question.
Oh, yes, you do have to put up with my bullshit, you stupid jackboot thug pig. It says right here, Turner versus Driver, our right to film police falls squarely within the First Amendment purpose to protect free and robust discussions of public affairs, hold government officials accountable, and check abuse of power. Violating the First Amendment on camera removes the cop's qualified immunity. Even further, it has two more codes in here. two more Supreme Court policies, like they created the Terry policy. They also created the policy of Cohen versus California. By using these words, you get to know the depths of my feelings. Justice Harlan said, one man's vulgarity is another man's lyric. Houston versus Hill. Expressive disorder is inevitable in a society that's dedicated to individual freedom and must be protected if that freedom to survive. Mr. Hill interrupted police, and I can interrupt you too. It's my God-given right to speak. God, you filthy jackboot thug pig, you dirty farfignugan son of a blessed. Ooh.
Okay? Hold on. In fact, you need to leave now or you're going to get charged. It's that easy. I'm recording too.
Right, and the recording I
asked you a simple question. If you have a shitty attitude,
he started filming late. When do you film a copper? When do you start filming a copper? Number one, cop cited, cop citing. Do you see number one right there? I'll put it right in the center of the screen. Number one on your cop card says cop citing, cop cited. Immediately, the moment you see a jack, and these are just like your driver's license, just like your credit card, like a hotel key. They go in your wallet. You only pull out the blue and yellow cards when there's a pig there, but you memorize this bad chicken. You memorize every single word. Put a one in the chat if you have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet. You have to follow the law. I'm for rule of law. I'm not for anarchism. I'm not for volunteerism. Good luck, people. We tried that before. It didn't work.
yes, that's your problem.
You keep
okay?
pounding on my door.
Yeah, you saw me and you rolled your window up when I came.
Traffic stop.
Hold on a second,
Right.
okay?
No.
You rolled your window up when I walked.
You can interrupt him, Houston versus Hill. He's not your daddy.
I don't care.
So I knocked on your window, okay? You're not a cop. You don't need to be behind you.
Yes, he does need to be there, but first he has to say, I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press. You have to say the words, I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press. You have to say the frickin' words. You're like my brother. You're like my sister. You're like my cousin. You're my best friend. I'm telling you, friend. You have to say the magic words. The Supreme Court personnel, the black robe tyrants, they're now calling our rights privileges. You have to invoke your Fifth Amendment right, 2013 Salinas versus Texas. It says so on your cop card as well. I have to invoke my Fifth Amendment right. It's a privilege, not a right. Stay tuned. We have Hendry coming up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, so you need to leave
No,
right
I
now.
don't need to do anything.
You
I'm
got
on a
5
public
seconds
street.
to leave. Okay, there's no reason for you to be behind this traffic stop. No reason, okay?
Yes, there is a reason for him to be behind the traffic stop. Cops are killing people in our country. Cops are electrocuting people, sticking their dogs on people. He has every right to be there. He has every right to be there. He needs to be there. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. And you know what? If you don't like what I do, I don't give a shit. What's yellow, goes 60 miles an hour and screams? A bus full of trolls going over a cliff. And that's where you belong. And I don't care about you at all. I don't. I sleep like a baby. I fall asleep. I'm asleep in 5 minutes flat.
No reason, okay?
It's not a public
No
street.
reason.
Do I not pay taxes?
Do you always stop behind cops when they pull
He should be invoking Tesh Lines versus Danforth, talking calmly and showing him the trifold.
people over?
I ain't stopped right behind you.
Okay, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here, okay? You need to go.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son.
All right,
He's
fine.
right back.
Now he can stay here.
So he says to the other cop now he can stay there. And by the way, this guy was a convicted, he's got convictions on his record. He wasn't supposed to be a cop. I did the research on this. So now he's going to pull up and turn his lights on and say, I pulled him over.
Get out the fucking car! Get out the car! Get out!
Stop it
He's got a gun pointing at the guy.
now! Stop it now!
You told him to drive away. He was driving away, and they run up with guns drawn like psychopaths.
Now!
Get out the fucking car! Get out the car! Get out the car!
So then he stops the car like they ask him to do, but they've escalated this.
Get out the fucking car! Stop it now! Get out! Now! Get out! Get out of the car!
Well, there they go. Just like they broke that girl's wrist yesterday, they're trying to break his.
Hey, now! Get out of the car!
Hey, mate, you see this?
Get out the fucking car!
He's literally calm.
Get out of the car!
You see this? Are you?
He tries to break his arm.
Yeah, we're recording it. Yeah. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I ain't doing anything.
Okay. Yeah, you're on a traffic stop and you're trying to drive away? Okay.
Look at him trying to twist his arm.
State patrol has nothing to do with anything. Okay?
Right there, trying to break his arm like they did that woman using the truck to try to break his arm.
They don't have jurisdiction.
Look, he's pushing his arm back. Your shoulder does not bend around the rim of a truck's windowsill. Doesn't do it. He's trying to break his arm. Trying to break his arm. That's not how you get someone out of the car, by sealing the door shut by using their arm across the crack.
Get out of the car now. No.
I got my truck.
I don't give a shit. Put it in park.
I just did, pal.
Don't pull away from me.
I'm not.
Don't pull away from me. You're attacking him. You have his arm draped across the back of his truck. He can't get away.
You're going to get lit up.
I'm not.
You're going to get lit up.
You're going to get lit up.
Breaking my arm, man.
You're breaking my arm, man. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? You're breaking my arm.
Put it in park.
I just did, pal.
Don't pull away from me.
I'm not.
You're going to get lit up.
I'm not.
Okay, you're going to get lit up.
Breaking my arm, man. Hold on, I'm gonna get out. Get out the fucking car. I'm complying with you. Can you hold on? I'm not.
Get out the car, man.
Get back over there now.
I'm trying. You just stay there and record.
You guys get out.
Hold on.
Now.
I'm getting out. I'm not fucking.
You're under arrest.
Look what he's doing. Your arm doesn't go like that. He's trying to hurt him.
I'm not.
Get out. Turn around.
And you wonder why he stopped to film you when you had his son. What he loves the most in the world is his son.
Face the truck. You're under arrest.
Okay, guys.
Put your hands behind your
Settle
back.
down.
Put your hands behind your back.
So he's putting his hands behind his back and he tries to break his arm.
Your hands behind your fucking back.
I'm going.
Look at that, jacking his arm up.
I'm going too close, fella. Settle down. What's going on here? God damn,
Get the fuck back. Get back.
He's recording this case.
Oh, that's fine. He can record all he wants.
This is fucking crazy, guys. God damn.
You do what you're told, all right? You think it's okay just to roll up on traffic stop and not do what you're told? Now you go to jail.
That's all right.
I'm gonna turn around and face the truck.
I'm already cuffed.
He's already cuffed up.
Now let's go. Let's go. Put your ass in there.
You need to settle down.
Look at the amount of violence they're using. He's already cuffed up and he's calm talking, telling Tom down.
Get in the car.
Get in when you motherfuckers are fucking doing this shit.
Get in the car.
Now.
Damn, I'm fucking.
Now.
Fucking.
Shot him in the face right there with the taser from 4 feet away. Shot him in the face while the other guy's tasing him in the legs.
Get in the fucking car.
You know, this is fucking ridiculous.
That's the car.
He was already in torture cuffs.
God damn, I don't fucking fit, motherfuckers.
Oh, there it is right there. Let me go back and pause it real quick so you guys can see.
God damn, I don't fucking fit.
Look at that. They make it so that it's absolute and total despotism. That they cuff you up, shoot you in the face as you're torture cuffed up, make you go into a little tiny claustrophobic area where they then strap you in with the torture cuffs on behind your back. And this is a big burly guy. They put one pair of torture cuffs on him. So his shoulders and his back and his ribs and his scapula is all just being contorted, impinged. He's going to be an amazing amount of pain in just a few minutes. The wrists are already burning. His shoulders, his back, his neck is all hurting. Everything hurts so bad right now, and they're just putting him through it. And there's absolutely no reason he should be treated this way as a free American for stopping to film. Take a look at where they put him.
Motherfuckers. Fuck.
That's the car.
But the abuse is not done, folks. Hold on. This cop is totally unhinged.
Get back over there now.
Oh, so now the son is over there filming, and I don't know if he's filming or not, but the son is over there, and they tell the son, see, there's this. Oh, he is filming. He's got his camera in his hand. You guys can see it right there. He has his camera in his hand. So he's over there filming what's happening to his dad, but he has to get back now. They all have guns and tasers drawn when nobody's attacked them. No one's threatened to attack them. No fighting words have been used.
Get back over there now!
Where's the truck? No, I'm saying red light.
That was the original traffic stop. And then this idiot decided he's going to come up behind.
Oh, you mean pull up to film you as though it's his right? Now they're running red code 3? Because these guys who are nonviolent want to film what's going on. They pulled him over for no reason to begin with, in case you guys didn't know. Running red to people who would not fight back. They're not done. Just wait a second. They're not done. Look at how unhinged, out of control this pig is, breathing hard. Look at these pigs.
Just kind of keep an eye on that idiot up front there.
Keep an eye on the idiot? We are citizens. You are a servant.
He's the son. He's the original traffic stop. Okay. And then this dummy decided to roll up on there.
Oh, the dummy did? If you wonder why they're searching his car, it's called an incident to arrest. They can search your vehicle, and this is going to be the 1976 case of South Dakota versus Opperman. South Dakota versus Opperman has 3 specific reasons why they can search your car. It's called an incident to arrest, but the reason why they search your car is to inventory your car, to make sure that your stuff is secured, and for officer safety, so that you don't have like some sort of BOMB or anything in your car. And they're securing your items by inventorying them. It's a warrantless search and seizure. But the Supreme Court, the black robe tyrants who are for some reason in charge of our civil liberties, work completely against our civil liberties, and they have since the 1793 Judiciary Act. You're seeing it, folks. You're seeing it. Oh, we're not done yet here, but let me answer Ghost World real quick. Ghost World, I got hundreds of emails, so put your email address right here and I'll shoot it to you. And then Greg, grab that email and shoot it over to me if you would, please. I'll send it to you, brother. Make off 100 copies, give them away to people. Okay? That's what you can do, man. But now wait right here. We're not quite done. We're not quite done. Ready for this? The abuse is not over. Now explain to me here. Nothing has happened in the last 10 seconds. The cop's walking around triggered. I'm going to go back just 10 seconds. We're 12 seconds back. What's happened in the last 12 seconds for this next thing to happen? He looked into his car, incident to arrest, South Dakota versus Opperman. Now he goes back to the car where the man's been in torture cuffs. Now he's losing his composure, flipping through a notepad.
What's your date of birth?
Don't answer questions.
No, you don't say I don't answer questions. You say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. He's been tased in the mouth right here, so he's in a lot of pain.
In jail.
You're going to jail.
Call my attorney.
Call your attorney.
Okay.
You're going to jail. You're going to get charged further if you don't give us the information we need.
It's okay.
Oh, he's not going to answer questions. His Fifth Amendment right. The 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas says that you have to say the exact words. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Where's your ID? Do you have your wallet on you?
Don't do that, man.
I'm going to get you out. I'm going to pat search you. Now get out.
I got my wallet.
Get out now. Get out of the car now.
Oh, so by pulling him out by his shoulders first with his feet locked into the car because he can't get them out because he has to contort himself to get in. Watch what they do to this man.
Get out the car. Okay. Okay? This is how it's going to work. Okay?
Look at that.
You're going to do what you're told to do, and that's it. Stand up. Up against the car. Spread your feet.
Anybody else cringing? Anybody else cringing? Anybody else cringing? Listen, don't come to my page and start trolling or cop sucking. You'll be blocked. That's the way it is. Because I'm here to teach people right here on your non-driver cop card. Number 2, cop approaches and says any words to you at all. While filming, state these exact words. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Then below it, the law is in the blue. Fifth Amendment's unequivocal cop loses qualified immunity for questioning you. The 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas states that you must say the words in the yellow. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You literally have to say the words. Do I need to pull up the case law? How many of you guys have seen me pull up the case law on Salinas versus Texas 100 times? I didn't write these rules. I'm just showing you what they are. Salinas versus Texas, 2013, the black robe tyrant said, it's your privilege that you have to state and invoke your privilege for your Fifth Amendment to be applicable. I don't answer questions is not invoking your Fifth Amendment right. I'm sorry. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just showing you what they are.
Come on, guys. You just
Stop!
Come on, man.
I just rolled it.
This is ridiculous.
Barbaric.
Acting like an idiot.
Oh, who's acting like the idiot, you pig? So we saw that he was told. Now we're going to go back to there's only 2 minutes left of this, and then we're going to bring on Craig Henry.
It won't stay unless I put it
Up front, Undersheriff Sanders. You can come and talk to him Monday through Friday. When you get out of jail, he's up front. Undersheriff Sanders Steven is my supervisor's name. You can come and talk to him then. It's not being mean. I'm telling you the way it is, okay? You had your chance, okay? Shut up and listen, okay? It's not time for you to talk. It's time for you to listen, because I'm done with
I would tell him to shut his piggish mouth right there.
your bullshit,
I would tell you, you're full of shit, pig.
okay? This could have all been prevented,
Yeah, if you weren't an unhinged pig, none of this would have happened.
okay? Simple. I roll up to see who the hell is parked behind my deputy.
Actually, pig, it's my deputy. We're the ones who fund him. You're a parasite.
I don't know who it is, and you start acting like a dickhead, okay? No, bullshit. Number one, you roll up your window when I'm walking up to it, therefore I have to knock on your window to get your, oh, you don't know who I am?
I didn't have your lights on.
Are you stupid?
Behind me, though.
Does the fucking costume I'm not wearing tell you who I am?
Well, I couldn't see it.
Oh, shit. You looked right at me and rolled your window up.
I rolled my
all
window.
recorded.
I rolled my window up when you...
All recorded. Okay?
I
say what you want. No. Anything you can say will be used against you in court.
I know.
Gary Bryant has already donated to you, Henry. I got Henry backstage. Gary Bryant already sent me $50. This is the fourth $50 that Gary Bryant has sent in for people. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. We have $60,000 to raise for Press with Ranker. We have $1,100 to raise for Henry.
Keep talking.
I'm not saying that. I was bringing my pickup to court because it doesn't stop. He told me to leave. When I push my brakes, my truck does not stop. I have to.
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle?
I was bringing it to Florida.
So you're driving an unsafe vehicle is what you're trying to. You're saying it don't stop?
When you're holding the brakes, it won't stay unless I put it in neutral. He started pounding on my truck and he told me to stop. I put it in reverse to back it onto the curb.
He didn't punch it. Notice he didn't punch it. He was backing up as he was told. Then he put it in neutral to put the brakes on. Within 5 or 6 feet of him trying to stop, they pointed their guns at his head. Said, "Get out of the car! Get out of the car!" And they tried to break his arm. He even said, "You're breaking my arm."
What stop means?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean drive your truck?
Don't call that pig sir at this point. F him.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Does stop mean put your truck in gear and try to drive away?
No, he told me to drive away.
You just said he told you to stop.
He told me to drive away, and then you were yelling, no, stop him. So he started pounding on the hood of my pickup.
Okay, so basically you were doing what you wanted to do, right? Just like you've done this whole time, okay? You were told to leave from the traffic stop. Your son is old enough to drive a vehicle. He's old enough to be pulled over, right? You remember what you said? That you don't like us pulling him over for no reason? You have no goddamn idea why he was pulled over, do you? No, you don't. So shut up about it now. Because I'm tired of listening to you, all right? You're done talking because I don't give a shit what you have to say anymore. Okay? Zero.
I can't understand your man.
They're going to come and take a look at you, so just shut up and talk to them.
Hi. What happened?
He shot me in the face with my handcuffs on.
Okay. He got tased. He didn't get shot.
Okay.
So there's a difference between being shot and being tased.
What kind of tase was it? Was it dry tase or did you have...
No, it was the deployed prongs, yep. Since he was flopping around like...
So he did get shot in the face, and he wasn't flopping around. You shot him in the face.
An idiot and being uncooperative. One happened to hit him in the lip.
Okay.
Shot and being tased.
What kind of tase was it? Was it dry tase or did you have...
No, it was the deployed prongs, yep. Since he was flopping around like an idiot and being uncooperative, one happened to hit him in the lip.
Okay. Do you have
He shot me straight.
No, I pulled him out.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay, so our guideline says we have to take you in to go get evaluated now. So
That's fine. I'm cooperative. I mean, they're making it bigger than what it is. I mean, it is what it is. There's no sense in saying anything, but you know, it is what it is. I shot him in the face.
He doesn't want to be abused.
Handcuffs behind my back.
okay.
So that's pretty much it. But I'm okay.
So do you want to go to the hospital to get checked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take him.
Okay.
You want to just take his stuff inside?
I don't.
Now, here's the worst part of this pig agency, that there's no third party to come in and say, I'll take him. There's no third party to come in and say, he's accusing you of abusing him. You shot him in the face with a taser. Now, we don't get to see the ride to the hospital, so someone needs to FOIA that body cam footage. I'm so busy. You have no idea. I got to bring on Craig Hendry. Let's watch this. There's only a minute of this left, and then let's bring on Craig so he can tell us what happened in court.
Yeah, I'll take him. I don't care what you want. Let's go.
I want another.
Do you want to go to the hospital to get checked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to go to the hospital and get checked out. I want to see the body camera footage that this pig did to this man between the pig shack and the hospital.
I'll take him.
Okay.
You want to just take his stuff inside?
I don't want
Yeah, I'll take him. I don't care what you want. Let's go.
I want another transport.
Stand up.
He wants another transport.
Huh?
It's not Burger King, pal. You don't get what you want. Over here.
Settle down.
Have a seat.
More
Damn,
abuse.
my pants are falling down. I'm trying to fucking.
We'll follow you up to get our paperwork done.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's as far as I can.
I'll be back.
Greg, hit me again, buddy. I'm looking for your comment. I'm going to bring on Hendry right now. Everybody hold tight just 1 second. I'm bringing on Craig Hendry. Craig is in the back. Let me add him to the stage. There is Craig Hendry. Give me 15 seconds here. I'm looking for Greg's comment. We're going to do a proper fundraiser for him on the 12th. I think it's right here. Okay, cool. So Craig Hendry, everybody. I think you're a little low or I'm a little high. You can get yourself a little higher. Am I? There you go. I think you're low. Can you tilt your laptop down a little bit just so we can get you in the center of the screen? There you go. Looking good in white as usual. All everybody, right. This is Craig Hendry from his channel Hendry 812. First of all, how you doing, Craig?
I'm doing all right, Chille. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime, brother. So now, if you guys don't know, we have already done a fundraiser for him, raised almost $6,000, and now we need to raise $1,100 more, and that is to finish paying off the DUI guy and for a professional witness on the stand. Is that correct, Craig?
Well, the $600 is for a mediator. What the deal is that we are going to try every possible way to work this out. Of course, the prediction is that the Commonwealth has put so much resources into this that they aren't going to dismiss the case, which is, of course, the only acceptable conclusion is either a full dismissal or an acquittal at a jury trial or some.
Hold on. What is the case exactly? Can you put the link in the chat? Can someone grab that link for me real quick? We're just going to refresh real fast here. We're going to go here and refresh. What's the name of the title of the video? Do you know the title of the video off the top of your head?
No, I don't, but let me tell you a little bit about the case while I'm searching it up. So basically this case is out of Boyd County, Kentucky. We were in the Boyd County, Kentucky Justice Center. We had just entered. We hadn't even gotten past the second door, and some controversy happened or occurred. And ultimately, I was put in torture cuffs and hauled off to a cage for at least a few hours. You know, I can't find this this video. It's something here, but the charges were disorderly conduct.
I've got it. Go ahead. I found the video.
Okay,
go
so
ahead,
the
sir.
charges were disorderly conduct and trespass, I believe, in the second degree. Now, they've been telling me an interesting thing before we get into like seeing it, if you're going to put it up. They've been telling me, the prosecution, the public defender, the judge, well, not the judge, but the public defender and the prosecution have been telling me that I could face up to a year in jail. Okay, and this has been a theme of this for up to a year. They keep trying to intimidate me, say, look, you're going to get a year in jail if by, you know, some snowball's chance in hell, you get found guilty of this. Well, it turns out that Mr. Foreman has advised me that it appears that the max penalty is 90 days in jail. So these guys have really been trying to intimidate me. And me telling you this stuff, it can be substantiated because, of course, I have receipts for every time I talk to public officials. So you already know that I have got the proof that the prosecution and my public defender have both told me it's up to a year in jail when they were just lying to me. So I wasn't exactly giving false information. I was given false information. And Larry has corrected that now. He said, look, it's only 90 days is what the max.
Okay, but it's still a single day in the dungeon.
Oh, and I've already done that.
Right.
And I've already done a day, and it's too much.
Let me explain to the audience. When you go to the dungeon, you have to become a beta male, shut your mouth, not make any friends, don't talk to anybody. And let me tell you what happens. The guards will decide if you get a toothbrush, if you get a blanket, if you get a cot, if you get a mattress, if you put your numbers on the feet, it makes balloons go up. I don't know why it does that. But that's what happens. If whether or not you get your medication or not, it's up to some guy who's a guard in there. Am I wrong about this, Henry?
Well, most of the time they don't give you your medication. I'm lucky enough to not be on any medication, but I've seen it multiple times. I mean, every time I go to jail, there's an elderly person who's in there for some nonsensical possession of marijuana charge, and they're in there. They can't even get their medication, and sometimes they literally die because of this. In Terre Haute, Indiana, Vigo County Jail, 2 people have died in the past 4 years that I know of. You know, and this is just the stuff that I follow. This is only back in 2022 till I followed this. 2 people died because of medical negligence. This stuff is not uncommon. It's actually the norm. These people that they hire are contracted to companies, and the liability, as we know with all government agencies, is extremely low, if not non-existent. So going to the dungeon is one of the most dangerous. I told them when I went in there, I said, they asked me, do you feel safe? I said, this is the most dangerous place I could be in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're just from the very beginning of it, you have to be torture cuffed to go in. You have to be torture cuffed behind your back. You get out of the car. They take the torture cuffs off you. They put chains on you. Chains. You walk from the car into the dungeon in torture cuffs. Then the booking process itself, they take total dominion over your body, roll your fingers across the machine, photograph you, tell you what your face has to look like during the photograph. You have glasses, they take them off of you so you can't see. They don't give you anything. Then you go into an ice cold freezing cell or a boiling hot cell. There's not much in between. Depends on which state you go to prison or jail in. It's absolutely horrendous. So now let me show you guys this real quick here. Let me show you guys this just real fast. Henry and I are going to let this play for 1 second. This is Craig's presentation that I got from his channel.
Okay. Oh, what's going on here? Oh my. You know this? Yeah, I wanted to see the clerk.
They'll be bad here, bro. I don't think they'll be bad. I don't think they're going to be bad here, man.
You don't think they're going to be bad, Craig? Famous last words.
Not one of my best predictions.
Is that a law? It's a law? I believe it's prohibited to film inside the building.
Where does it say
A
that?
public building? This is a public building, isn't it?
Hold on. Can we get this figure? Is it prohibited? Is there like a thing up here that says it?
Oh, there's something up there. What does that say right there, Craig, on those?
I
what is
believe I read it.
Okay. I'll keep playing.
And everybody, just for anybody that's new to the stream, this is the arrest. Just like it says on the ticker, this is the arrest that this update is over. This is in Boyd County, Kentucky. The next court date is on the 12th of February. We're going to continue on with the video.
Just want to make sure.
What all is in this building? Is the clerk of courts in here?
Okay. Please remove. It will be returned once you have passed through the metal detector. Items prohibited include, but are not limited to, pocket knives, wallet chains, and other large chains, keys, lanyards, nail files, anything with a blade, regardless of the size, firearms, pepper spray, and any other items as determined by security. These items may be returned to your vehicles or thrown away. They cannot be held for you or left hidden outside. And see that the reason that you have the right to search us, so according to the executive order, is for weapons, right? So this wouldn't really fall under that, at least to me. Oh, I'll empty. Yeah, I got no problem. Let me see.
Okay.
I just don't know.
I don't want to record anybody's sentencing or court. You know what I mean? I just want to see the clerk.
Okay, you're gonna get your supervisor here. All righty.
Just a minute.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
All right, guys. So we changed the camera angle in this part here. And at this point, they are trying to go get their supervisor. They've told us we can't enter the building with cameras. And I kind of question that and ask them to get somebody for me to talk to so that we can try to figure it out.
You guys can't record in here.
Why?
Why can't you record inside the courthouse that's supposed to uphold our constitutional rights?
Why? It's a security risk.
What?
Oh, why are you?
I'm not a security risk.
No, I'm here. It helps with the story. Where it helps for my story, if I can get good scenes, skimming the walls, showing the architecture, showing the trees and whatnot.
Okay.
There's not a security risk. That's nonsense.
Okay. Did you talk to our head of security?
No, we only talked
No,
to you.
but
You said everything was
you
okay.
guys, well, you guys been.
You have someone else with you all. He's right there. He was talking to our supervisor.
Okay, yeah. I'm not with him. I'm not with him. I honestly don't know what the problem is. I think that you being employed by the county, the rules that you're paid to enforce are the laws with, regards to this courthouse. There's no law prohibiting any.
Okay, I just asked that you speak to our head of security.
Well, okay. No, I just asked that you guys respect my right to film in public and be a journalist in public. It's the First Amendment.
I just asked that you speak to him.
Okay. I actually don't have an interest. I don't have an interest to speak with him.
Okay.
It's not against the law to do what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what else to say.
The clerk of courts?
I don't know why
That's
it's so
not okay?
difficult to let a camera in.
Why would you sequester the clerk of courts so the public can't see?
So now they're really going to get the head of the security. That gal wasn't enough to run us out of here and chill our First Amendment rights. So they're going to go get somebody who is not afraid to do that.
So, okay, so now we saw that, and now let's take a look at the development here.
Look who we have in the house. Do you know delete laws?
I do not, but that's a huge super chat.
That is ChilleDeCastro. So real quick, side story. He just crossed 500,000. Good, congratulations, bud. You need to do a celebration stream if you haven't already.
I don't celebrate subscribers, views, or likes or comments. I celebrate real change.
Sponsored a fundraiser for one of my clients, and this is not attorney-client confidentiality because I'm not breaching it because the client already breached it intentionally. It was all planned. It's not like a violation of anything. So I represent Craig Hendry, and the reason I represent Craig Hendry is because of this guy. Because this guy made a fundraiser. Megan, try to guess how long it took ChilleDeCastro to raise $6,000 through a fundraiser.
Oh, geez. With that many subscribers, probably an hour.
90 minutes. You're close.
I'm a thug.
Larry Foreman from Louisville. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Larry Foreman from Louisville. If we could enter my appearance as attorney of records, I'll be taking over the public defender's office on Mr. Hendry's case.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your trial today and what happened in there today. I saw that Larry represented you. He looked great, looking like a star. You went in there wearing all white, like the innocent man you are. And they were ready for you to plead out and just say guilty, and we'll just take time served, and it's on your record.
Man, I'll tell you, they weren't going to offer that. They had a better offer on the table before Larry came onto that case.
What was the better offer?
The better offer is it's a Kentucky thing, and this is a legal term, stipulation of probable cause. Basically means that I just go up there and say to the judge, oh, yeah, you know, they had probable cause to arrest me, even though I wasn't guilty. And then after I say that, no lawsuit is available, right?
If he stipulates, let me explain what's happening here. If he stipulates that there is probable cause to arrest him, then we can't sue them. And I say we because we are going to sue them. That's a fact. I already have somebody to help him to write the lawsuit who has a bar card to sue these jackboot thug pigs in Kentucky. And so I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to bring Craig back on so we can find out what happened after this case, after this court
kept saying to me, hey, look, you just stipulate probable cause, we'll drop it.
So you can't sue them.
Yeah, well, you can imagine what I said to that. I told him to kick rocks. I did it in a very, very polite and diplomatic manner.
And they charge you with disorderly and trespassing. We need to sue them.
This guy that I'm with, after they arrest me, they say to him, oh, well, you're only here to do public records requests? Oh, well, that's fine. Just come with me. And they bring him right into the courthouse. Don't even scan him in.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they walk him out, dude. And then they walk him out because, look, it's the court security officers that let him go get the records. But then the big sheriff comes in, the elected sheriff.
Leave or go to jail. It's all
Okay, hey, I was standing there with him talking to the lady.
I don't care what you got to say. Leave or go to jail.
I don't care what you got to say. But you don't have to touch me. I'm going.
Okay.
Wow. A lot of money.
That's more of what we saw previous out. No, so now do you have another hearing today regarding this case?
No, not today, but as a matter of fact, I want to show you something, because this is something, the attorney-client privilege is completely gone at this point. I've had 3 different public defenders in this case. So I've got a recording here with my first one, okay? This is outside of the courthouse, so this is okay. I'm going to show it to you to show you that they were offering the deal that I told Chille about in the phone call. This is it right here.
Yeah. The response was only if you would be willing to do what's called stipulation of probable cause, basically.
Can barely hear it. You want to text that to me?
I'll send it to you, yes. And if you can then play it from there, then that'll be better. But that's definitely proof that they were offering.
We believe you, but I more want the update of what happened recently.
Yeah,
I'll definitely play that and send it to me.
So,
we can cover it.
As far as court in Kentucky, we had court on I believe it was February 12th. I think that was the last court date in Kentucky. Now, I had court recently on March 6th in Vermilion County on these bogus stalking charges. And these stalking charges they're felonies. And from what I understand, I could be up to, if found guilty of these charges, again, snowball's chance in hell. It carries over a year over 3 years in prison. So,
and stalking because you went and questioned the mayor, the city council president. What was it?
Well, I was going in and just filing public records requests. I was asking questions of public employees and officials. I was doing a multitude of different things, none of which were illegal, though. None of which rose to the level of criminal. So they're really, everything that I did was journalistic. It was aimed towards a journalistic end, so to speak. So it wasn't like I was asking frivolous questions for no reason. These were pointed questions that if answered, I was going to have some sort of a story on. But these people never answered any questions.
So, and this was regarding though, you went to, I saw the video. You went to whose office though?
It was Jack Guilfoyle Jr.'s. He's the mayor.
The mayor of what town?
Of Clinton, Indiana.
Okay, so Jack Guilfoyle Jr., the mayor. Is he still the mayor of Clinton, Indiana?
Yes, he just got reelected. It's crazy.
Oh.
And he won in a landslide, by the way.
You're kidding me.
And this was even after I uploaded, and everybody in the town was aware of the video I uploaded with regards to that. That was my report showing that the city hall, or that the city attorney was a liar. Mayor Guilfoyle was corrupt because he told a former property owner that he couldn't build on a property. Then as soon as the guy stopped paying property taxes because he couldn't build on it, it was worthless, he took the property back for the city and let his friend build on it.
Right.
Even though he had just told this other guy he couldn't build on it, he let his friend build on it. His friend didn't even buy it.
Right.
His friend built on it. And then when the county started asking questions about, hey, is this guy building on city property? Then they sold him the property for like $1. And that's what's on the deeds. It's $1. So this guy's just gone and bought this property for $1 after he's built like $60,000, $70,000 homes on it.
So did you have a hearing today or yesterday or tomorrow?
It was 2 days ago.
Okay. And what happened in that? Do you have was that with Larry again?
That was not with Larry, but that kind of seemed crazy, man. I was really lucky. They held it on Zoom, and it seemed like my Zoom was the only Zoom that wasn't working. And if I didn't show up by Zoom, if it couldn't work, I was going to be held in contempt. And they were setting the trial out until August. They set the trial out until August 13th.
What happened? What happened at that Zoom hearing, though? Do you have a recording of that?
Well, no. I had to show up in person. And if you record these people in Indiana, if you record the court hearings, they will jail you, and every court in Indiana will uphold it.
So this is one of the biggest problems that we're having, is that they're barring the camera, and the camera is the difference changer. We just watched a video, I think you saw part of it, where the guy got a $1.5 million settlement in Colorado. By the way, qualified immunity is abolished in Colorado, but the cops will not have to pay a dime because of why? Terry versus Ohio. They said, hey, it was in the name of officer safety that we had to pull our guns out and treat this guy so horrifically bad. Thanks, Brett, for the member.
Yeah, and Colorado is where they killed Christian Glass, I believe. And that was the most brutal police murder I've seen for a long time.
Where they jumped up and shot him through the windshield?
And he was just asking him for help. He was having a mental issue, and they came and they helped him to death. Like, you show so many examples of on your live streams. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this live stream, like most of my live streams, will be demonetized because I showed a guy get tased. The truth is they don't want us to show what cops are doing to us in the streets. It has nothing to do with showing too much violence, because there's far more violence on other channels that are not demonetized.
Yes, certainly. They have a vested interest in it. YouTube has a vested interest in keeping the police state around because they benefit from it, right? YouTube lobbies Washington. They lobby the states for these strict regulations that restrict any competition in their marketplace.
That's right.
And so how do they enforce these regulations? How are they going to enforce the regulations? The police. That's the only way they can enforce it.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I mean, that's what I have to say.
So this is a little fundraiser right now. If you guys want to donate, go ahead and donate. Make sure you put donation, put Hendry on the subject line. We're going to do $1,100 between today and Tuesday. And I told Craig when I talked to him on the phone 3 months ago, I said, listen to me, Craig, I will help you all the way through till the very end. And I mean it. And if I don't raise the money with people crowdfunding $10, $20, $30 at a time, I will sell my trifolds, and I will take the profits from my trifolds, and I will pay for Craig's lawyer. I will not let this happen in front of me. It's on camera. He didn't do anything wrong. He invoked his First Amendment right. He did everything correct. He even said, we have a right to film. It's our First Amendment right. So when I see that happen, please, y'all, I don't help people unless you're on camera and your rights have been violated. I can't help you if you're living in your car. I can't help you if you lost your job. I can help you if your husband or wife has been dragged off to the dungeon. It's on video and your rights were invoked and they took you to jail, just like they did Craig Hendry. So if you guys want to donate $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever you have, Don't kill yourself. This is just for people who can donate a little bit of money, because we're going to finish paying off his lawyer. Then I've already found the attorney in Kentucky to file a federal civil rights lawsuit for him. That'll be a different fundraiser because we don't stop. Go ahead, Craig.
My man, that's crazy. Thank you for that, Chille. That's really great. You know, I in this case here, it seems that we've missed what's called the statute of limitations to sue them right now. It appears that might open back up, and I've talked to multiple lawyers about this. This might open back up.
As long as your criminal case is ongoing, then you still have time. The time still keeps ticking. Now, I could be wrong in Indiana. I could be wrong in Kentucky.
This is right. Well,
I'm open to being
in
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In Indiana, I know the rules. I'm really familiar with them. In Kentucky, you actually get a little bit longer than in Indiana, but I just couldn't find. Man, you know how hard it is to find these lawyers, especially when you're looking for somebody even remote. Like, they've got to be 2-3 hours away to come close to fight these guys, because these guys scare everybody, even lawyers. You know, it's not about whether you can beat them in court. It's about whether they're going to pull you off the side of the road and beat and club you into submission, you know, or shoot you or tase you, you know, whatever they choose to do to intimidate you. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah, I know it. And I know how hard it is to find an attorney, because for Press with Rancor, we hired Jim Mikowski. I've now raised over $4,000. I paid the initial $12,000 between my law partner and I. We split that to put the retainer down. I never told anybody about it. I had the $6,000. He needed representation right now. This is the retainer agreement. Garrett Van Nett is Press with Rancor. This is the attorney right here. James J. Mikowski, attorney and counselor. And so I made a deal with him based solely on my reputation that I will pay him if he allows me to pay him off over time. So I made a deal with him that I would pay him $60,000 up front, and then I would pay him $6,000 a month. I've already paid the 12. The next payment's coming up on March 20th. So let me just be 100% clear. There will not be extra money. There just won't be. It will not reach the amount to pay. I will have to take some of the profits that I make from trifolds and cop cards and hoodies, and I will have to pay in to pay off Press with Rancor's attorney. We need to raise $1,100 for Hendry, and we're going to do a full-on fundraiser for him. Tuesday's all going to be about a fundraiser, but every time I have someone come in, and then again, Greg, put the pay apps back up in a second, because I got to show this. Wanda Meese was wrongfully arrested. They choked him on the way out the door. And so we're going to have to do another fundraiser for
Where
Wanda.
is that lady? Where is that lady out of? Marion County?
Wanda, I'm not sure where Wanda is. I still have not found Wanda's.
That's the name of the capital. Like, that's the county seat of the capital, Indianapolis here is Marion County. And they are so crooked and so corrupt. I mean, look, a lot of people say that I'm brave. You know, I like to go out and exercise my rights. I believe that I have a right to. I don't go out anticipating these thugs attacking me. It just happens, you know.
Right.
So, but Marion County is someplace that I do anticipate them attacking me, so I don't go there because it's just too dangerous. It's just, these people are the worst.
Is that you, Wanda?
Hello?
Is that you, but who goes by the name of Wanda Meese?
Yeah. Why?
Just confirm in the chat that is you, so that I know it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Cool. I got you on the phone. You're in Indiana as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I found an attorney for you if you're interested. I looked in my email just now to find your number. I just found your number. So we're going to help you too, man. We're going to help you as well. I just want you to know. Okay.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, here's the thing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, while a lawyer might be nice, and, you know, I appreciate everybody, I mean, I think my whole thing is I don't trust attorneys either.
Well, neither do I.
And, you know, it takes a certain amount of money to be innocent, unfortunately.
That's right. And we're not going to hire an attorney from your area. We're going to hire an attorney from way out of your area.
Well, I get that. And, I mean, that's the reason why I was kind of slow about, you know, reaching out to you, because, I'm really, I'm doing it because of what's happened to me, and I know it happens to a lot of people. So, the money, I don't care about the money.
None of us do, dude. I don't sell trifolds and hoodies and cop cards so that I can go live on a beach. I do what I do so that we can build up enough people. And by the way, Wanda, I've been doing this for a couple years, and the judges just cheat me every time I'm pro se. The judge in my civil case in California just cheated me. We filed for sanctions. They filed for sanctions. They got sanctions, and he's been lecturing me every time. But I have to have a lawyer. I have to have a lawyer. So because I didn't have a lawyer, he granted the other side sanctions. Because,
I understand.
Yeah.
I've seen all your work. I watch everybody's work. If I'm not out doing it, I'm watching somebody's work.
Yeah.
So
you have a recording of what happened to you?
I've seen pretty much what everybody else has been through. I'm going through the same thing.
I know you are, buddy. We saw you get choked. We saw you walking out. We saw them attack you. Go ahead, Craig. Oh yeah, Craig. If you haven't seen Wanda's video, they choke him. Just like they arrested me on February 14th. As I was walking away, they pushed me faster and faster and faster. Pretty soon I couldn't keep up. And so then when I said, "Oh, guys, slow down," then they tackled me, tried to throw me on the ground.
I know.
I wasn't going to let them throw me on the ground. And then they torture cuffed me and took me to the dungeon. So, but I wanted to reach you while you were here so that I could verify with you in the chat that you were this phone number, because as you know, people will try to impersonate you and stuff like that. So why don't we continue this phone call when I don't have Craig on, and let's you and I talk about this. I've been screwed, man, for not having a lawyer. I just got screwed again yesterday for not having a lawyer. The judge literally screwed me. So
yeah, I know how it goes. Believe me, I've been reading up on everything.
Yeah.
And I know how it goes. I know what games they're playing. So I'm just going to try to play their games too. We can both play the same games. In the end, they're going to do what they're going to do, and I'm probably going to have to appeal it anyway. So, right now I'm just letting them have as much as they're giving me. So.
$1,700. $1,700. Can you do me a favor? Can you put Naven in timeout? I don't want him here. I don't need his negativity, Henry. Maybe you don't time people out, but I will.
Oh, is he in my chat?
Yeah, I don't need some asshole here. And
I got plenty of them.
I don't need. If you want to be an asshole, Naven, you can blow me, dude. You're just a scum sucking cop sucker. And I just don't have any time for scum sucking cop suckers. I just don't. We're trying to help people here. So, yeah, eat my shorts, Naven. You're a piece of garbage, dude. You always have been. You always will be, dude. You know what, dude? What I said about you trolls, if each one of you just, it wouldn't bother me one bit, really. And I stand by it. I don't give a fuck what you think, dude. You can burn in hell as far as I'm concerned. If tomorrow I found out,
you're going to put in timeout.
If I find out tomorrow that your demise happened, I wouldn't lose 1 ounce of sleep, Naven. You're just a piece of shit. And that's exactly how I feel. I'm not God. I'm not that forgiving. I'm unable to forgive people who are pieces of shit, and you're a piece of shit. So there it is. All right, Wanda, let me let you go, and I'll call you back when we're off air so there's no pressure on you, and you can tell me more freely exactly what you think and how you feel. And you and I will get into the nitty-gritty detail of what exactly kind of help we can offer you from Team DLC, okay?
All right, sounds good. Okay. Henry, good work, buddy. Keep it up. I'm watching.
Hey, thanks a lot, Wanda. Get in touch, man.
Okay, talk to you soon. Later, brother.
Later.
Yeah, Henry, I sent you a bunch of stuff today. Let's not go into detail about it. I don't want to give anybody any light, but people, right. These losers who don't care about. So, how was the dungeon, Craig? How was that?
Well, when I was in the dungeon, it was only 20. I think I was in there for 28 hours, and it was probably the hardest 28 hours that I've ever been in jail. I was in a cell alone. I had a book, but the time passed ever so slowly. And I'm sitting there with nothing to do, no one to talk to, not knowing what time it is.
Oh, that's the worst, isn't it? When I'm governor, there will be clocks in all the jails and prisons, and we will start to slowly reduce them down to nothing, because you're not going to be hauled off to jail. You're going to be fingerprinted right there where you are. We're going to take a picture of you right where you are. Picture of you, fingerprint here. You're not a danger to society. You're not hurting anybody. You're not shooting anybody. You're not killing anybody's animals. If you're no danger to society, you're going to be booked right through the phone. We're going to fingerprint you right on the phone. We're going to photograph you right on the phone. And then you know what? You're free to go. You have a court date on this time. You don't want to make the court date? Great. Your court will be right here on the phone. You're missing court? We're going to call you. Hey, you're missing court. Could you imagine that? We could use a digital era and change everything. Could you imagine that? But it takes someone with big ideas, big visions, and big dreams to make this happen. That's why I'm running for governor. This is a little fundraiser right now. Pull out your phone right now, 5, 10, 15, 20, 50. I guarantee you that Deadhead 74, guarantee you there's hundreds of dollars right now that have been transferred to me for you right now, Craig. Drophead 74 donates hundreds of dollars at a time, just like my friend Chevy, and we're missing Chevy. I don't know where he is, but Chevy, we're just more concerned about your health, dude. I hope that you're not sick or you're okay. So cool. Yeah, I did say $60K. That's how much it is to pay for Press with Ranker's attorney. And this is the deal that I signed. Mr. DeCastro agrees to pay attorney James J. McAlsty $60,000 United States currency. For my professional legal services and skills, Mr. McAlsty's signature on this agreement constitutes a receipt of $12,000 that I already paid with my law partner, with the remaining balance of $48,000 payable at the rate of $6,000 per month. And let me just show you guys real quick so you guys can see. Obviously, I cannot get back to every single donor, but I will show you guys right now from the collective of money that we've raised so far. Jessica Kirsta just donated. Michael Dolan just donated. There's Chevy right there. Chevy just donated. Chevy, where are you?
Chevy's here.
Chevy just donated $100. Just put it in. Gary Bryant donated, Jessica Kirstead. And this is where we are right now. Sorry about that. Right now we're at $4,671 of $6,000 plus $1,100. I had like $1,900 on here when we started, so it's not actually that much. It's a little over $2,700 so far that we've collected in the past week or so. That is on the PayPal. On the Cash App, I think we have $211 on Cash App. And then on Venmo, I think we have about $1,000 on Venmo. Man. And just so you guys know, the reason why I do this, I collect all the money and then I make sure it goes exactly where it has to go. And if I have to put in the money myself, then I will. And we have $1,069 on Venmo. So like I said, a little over $4,000, $2,700, $200. And then of course, Felicia in Australia donated $1,200 so far. That's how much money Felicia has put in that I haven't even picked up yet because I've been so freaking busy. So if you do the 1,200, 2,700, that's about 4,000, another 1,000 in Venmo, that's 5,000. And then we got 200 in the other app. So we're just about 5,200. We need to raise another, what is that? $1,400 more. And then we're going to be there. Like I said, 1,000 more to get for press, and then 1,000 more for you. So we're about $2,000 shy right now to hit the marks that we need to hit before the 12th for yours and before the 20th for Garrett's. And I'm going to crowdfund this money. And for people watching that don't like it, eat my shorts. You cop sucking pig lover. I don't care about you.
I've seen these channels where these cop suckers, they all get together and instead of donating to somebody like you who's like helping people fight back against clearly bogus charges.
Clearly bogus charges.
Instead of doing that, they're donating to these people who just sit there and fraudulently make fun of people. It is sickening, man. And most of these people, as we know, that money that they're donating to those people comes from us because they are cops, they're government officials in some way, the mayors, you name it, the city manager, anybody. Yep. They're watching them, they're donating.
And they have a fake profile. They have a fake profile.
That's
and
right.
So Benjamin Franklin, anybody who donates to me, I give away my products for free anyway. I give them away for free anyway. So all you have to do is contact me, Benjamin Franklin. Make sure you send me your full mailing address, complete, put Benjamin Franklin on the line. I'll send you a trifold and a pair of cop cards. If you donate any amount of money to me, if you want a trifold, you don't have to donate anything, and I'll still give you a trifold and I'll still give you a cop card. It's the mission. It is the mission of what we're doing that matters so much. And we're not going to stop because after these attorneys, we have $2,000 more for these two guys. And that's just for this month because next month's another $6,000 for Press with Ranker. And by the way, my law partner and I just today, split the cost of the you have to wear a suit and tie when you go to court. So we sent over $500 today to Press because he's not a suit and tie kind of guy, but he has to have a suit and tie. So my law partner and I split it again. Without telling anybody, we just did it. And I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody everything. No matter what it may be, I'll talk about it. It doesn't bother me one bit because I've never done anything wrong. There's no hurt person in my past. Anything that you read about me is an absolute lie. Show me the 911 call. Show me the hospital report. Show me third-party corroborating stories. Anybody can write down anything they want on a piece of paper and say that Hendry did me wrong. Oh yeah? Is there a hospital report? Is there a 911 call? Is there a third party saying, yeah, I swear under oath that this is true? No. So it's just going to get worse as I run for governor. It's just going to get worse when I run for governor. So thank you guys so much for donating. Please, 5, 10, 15. Oh, I took the pay apps down to tell Benjamin Franklin that I'll definitely give anybody here a trifold and a cop card. All you have to do is contact me. So go ahead, Craig. Sorry about that.
Well, are you going to talk about what happened in court yesterday? Because I watched a hearing where the judge did just basically tell you, like, you told her, certain days are not good for your schedule, and she just looked at you and says, too bad. But
Right.
for attorneys, of course, they obviously cater to them, but you're a defendant. They've kidnapped you. They forced you to come in. They don't care about what you've done. So I can see this judge and I don't even expect you to comment on it because, you're in court, but it's like, this judge is a clear tyrant. That's what I'm saying. I see it with my eyes.
She's watching. She's watching. She does. She
has to be in her court.
Yeah, she's watching. So put a 1 in the chat if you think that these. I mean, I wish Chevy was here. I'd really like to say hello to him. I really miss you in the chat, Chevy. Thank you for donating to Craig. God bless you. He also donated $300 to Tabitha Smith, a fundraiser we never had because her grandma hung up on me, or her mom hung up on me. And then Chevy sent me $200 for Tabitha Smith. And then I said, I need to refund the money to people who donated me. That included Gary Bryant, that including Tibbetts. And then I said to Chevy out loud, hey man, listen, I got your $200. Let me refund it to you. He sent me another 100 and said, use as needed. So that money is in my PayPal. That's going to go to Press with Rancor. And we're going to raise the money for you as well, Craig. We're not going to abandon you or leave you forsaken, and that's the reason why I give away so many of my products to so many people, because you may be down now, but you won't always be. You're going to get back up. You're going to get going again. I believe in you. So that's why I give so many products away to people, just to help other people. Go ahead, Craig.
Well, and I wanted to say about being down, because a lot of people suggest that, auditors and people that just basically go out and document the government, because that's really what I do. I mean, I don't even know that I could call myself an auditor so much anymore. Is when I hear it that a government is problematic, I go and document them. And so, like, I have 4 open cases, and like I say, the one in the stalking case that could carry over 3 years, that is just been pushed out. It's just been pushed out by the prosecutors till August 13th, and I'm out on bond right now. And so everyone knows, if I get arrested again, that means I'm going to get my bond revoked, and that means that the bond is either going to be pushed up to where it's going to be very, like, almost unpayable, or that I'm not going to get it reset again.
Like Jason Dollarhead. Let me read some names here real quick. I want to read Brandy Sweeney. She's in the chat. Jolie L threw in $1. Jolie L, God bless you. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you. Joe Pickrell, as usual. John L, as usual. Marcus T, as usual. Robert R just threw in $100 just now. Just popped up. Marcus T threw in. Eric Trulio, the guy we got the wheelchair for. Eric Trulio threw in $50. Eric, if you're watching, thank you so much. Then yesterday, Mark threw in $100. Pistol P Rex threw in $35. Zach M threw in $10. Jonathan N threw in $20. Michael K threw in 20. Nicole S threw in 10. J6 threw in 5. David Gay threw in 20. Joel Campbell threw in 15. Carmen Webb threw in 20. Leon Wade threw in 50. April Bass threw in 50. I could just David G again, another one. Luke Destin threw in 10. John L threw in again. Bruce Rutter, who's one of the moderators on this channel, he threw in. Now let me read some PayPal names. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Jeff Vacon just joined. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining. So now let me get into a couple people who donated here. Sheila B just threw in $20. Donation for your guests. She put on there. That's for you, Henry. Jessica Kerstead, as usual, she donates. Jessica donates, and Jessica buys t-shirts, and Jessica buys trifolds. And you guys, just so you know, I will put in the difference if we don't raise this money. I will put in money too, because this is what I'm intended to do. Gary B, this is his fourth $50 donation. Gary Bryant. Chevy, as usual, this is his 400th donation. Drophead 74, $1,000. $1,000. Yep, $1,000.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna cry, man. I'm really gonna cry. Randy B just threw in $10. Gary B, Gary again. Naomi Wagner just threw in another $10. There's Chevy's, there's Shane Kelly, there's Gary again, there's Naomi twice in a row. Matt Dixon, Tibbetts, Toby Gardner, Dawn, Felicia with $1,200 more.
Oh my goodness.
Sammy Sereno, Greg Bolin, one of the moderators here. Mark Weber, Chuck Phillips threw in $700 for Press with Rancor. Ian Dre, Adam G, Robert N, Gloria right here in the chat. Gloria right here threw in some money. Lori Heineman, she's just threw in some money. So it is absolutely humbling. Let me read the last one. Let me just read some Venmos here to people who threw in. There's $1,000 in transactions here. Chris Boudreau, Mark A, Chris Boudreau again, Ed Kreider threw in 100. Stephen Gates, Writes on. Josh A put in. John S put in $20. Edie Rains put in money. So these are just the people who have put in. So, and by the way, Drophead 74 is the 1,000 that I have now. I don't know what he put in today, but it's going to be in the hundreds.
Man.
So to all of you and all of you people, King Braveheart is a donator as well. Thank you, King Braveheart. Amy Kelly has donated $40 or something so far this week. Michael Dolan puts in money every time. Brick is always good for $1 or $2. Jim is always good. Brandy Swaney has put it in. And then Ginger just said, I just put my whole world out there. God bless you, Ginger. So Milena is always in there. Lori Heineman, always in there. Shock Professor, who's not rich. So I'll just keep going.
And God bless all your contributors, man. I mean, these people, back in the Revolutionary War, and I'm not saying that's anything equivocal to what we are now, because nobody's advocating taking up arms against the government. But
no, nonviolence.
Right. But everybody donating here to this cause, I mean, we are fighting back against tyranny. We're trying to do it extremely peacefully. We do it.
Oh, let's see. Oh, for some reason I dropped him. Just dropped him. Okay. Hopefully Craig can come back on. I don't know what happened, Craig. Lost you. So there's Drophead 74. Drophead 74 is now up there where he's one of the big, huge donators. He's just come on the scene and just has donated to people. And I mean, just so you guys know, just so you can see, there will not be any extra dollars. There will not be any extra dollars. Craig, if you can hear me, check your text messages. So check your text messages, Craig. Okay. So hopefully Craig can get his side of this kind of shored up, and then we can get him back on here in a second. Yeah, I still do the emailed version of the trifold, and that's actually the best way so that people can 1 second. Okay, cool. Trying to get Craig back in, but there's some things with the way that I am a mother. I'm a hardcore prick. And if you cross me, you will get the horns, as my ex-assistant is finding out as we file a federal tort lawsuit against him, get a federal injunction, and we'll get all of his channels taken down every time. You just don't play with me, because I'm not the guy to play with. Not when I have the team that I have. It's just plain and simply that simple. There's things I just don't tolerate. So I'm the way I am. I'm not sorry about it. You want me on that wall. You need me on. What do you want to send? A limp dick, flaccid prick to office who has no oomph in him? Or do you want that beautiful, hard man who's going to go in there and fight back for your rights? Which do you want? You want some limp dick going in there? Or do you want the one that makes a beautiful baby? What does it take to make a beautiful baby? A hard dick. And that's what I am. And I'm not sorry about it one bit. So you just have to let me know exactly what you want. What do you want? Do you want some pansy going in who's going to let the legislator? I mean, look at what Trump did. Trump brought in a swamp. He brought in Pompeo. He brought in Fauci. He brought in the swamp monsters into his legislation, into his administration. And it ruined it. We all were locked down for 2 years. It is what it is. But by the way, let me just say the same thing. Joe Biden did the same thing. Joe Biden has a bunch of swamp creatures in there. I don't tolerate that kind of shit. It's just the way I am. And I am not ashamed one single bit. I am what I am, and I'm unapologetic about it. So let me get those fundraisers back up here, because we do have to raise another $2,000 hopefully before the 12th. That way, because I want to get this done before the 12th, and then pay off Press with Ranker's attorney on the 20th. And as you guys can see right here, when there's $60,000 to cover, as much as I love everybody here, I'm going to have to put in some money, and that's okay. I've already committed to doing this. I'm committed to doing it. So I'm going to do it. And I got Craig back here. There's Craig. Cool. Thanks, Craig. Good to see you again.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. Appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with me here. So cool. So Craig, when is the next hearing? What do we have for an update for when you're going to be in court again?
Well, with Larry Foreman, the next hearing that we have, the next public hearing, is going to be jury trial. That's hard. That's a hard jury trial date. It's not moving.
What date is that?
May 1st, 2024.
Okay, so I have a speech in the South. I have 2 speeches in the South in April where I go and I teach people about police brutality, 2 different places. I'm not going to announce those yet. I'm going to wait until I go to those different places to announce where I'm giving my speeches. And then I think that since I'll be in that area, it's May 1st. So we're in March now, April. So then we have about a little less than 60 days, something like that. Like, today's the 9th? Today's the 8th. So we have about 53 days before your trial.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then in the meantime, so on April 15th, I've got a Class B misdemeanor set to be dismissed, where I didn't plead guilty at all. They just are going to drop the charges. Now, they could try to prosecute it, but I believe their case is so weak, they're just going to drop the charges. So
let me just announce to the crowd, I don't like Joe Biden either. I hate them both. So I'm going to vote for Robert Kennedy Jr. and hope that change comes. Sorry for interrupting, Craig.
No, that's all good, man. It's all good. Well, and then on May 26th, after this trial day, after we whoop them in trial, after we let freedom ring through the courthouse, we are going to get a felony in Lake County dismissed on May 26th. And so then after May 26th, we're set to only have one more case open, and that is this felony stalking case in Vermilion County, which we should be knocking out of the park. We should have it coming up in 18 days, but the prosecution, true to form, filed a continuance, even though they assured me and the court at the beginning of this process that they would not be asking for a continuance. So
right.
they had to retract that and put forth a request for a continuance. And of course, it got granted until August 13th. There's no other court date set until August 13th. That's
okay. So we have May 1st, and then we have May 18th, you said?
You got May 1st and May 26th and April 15th.
I have trial myself in 1 week. On March 19th, I have trial in 1 week. And an auditor named Long Island Audit said he was going to come to my court. Do you think Long Island Audit wants to see me get convicted, or do you think he wants to see me get exonerated of filming police?
That's an interesting question. You know, that guy, I don't know exactly. I don't watch a lot of that guy's stuff, you know.
I don't watch any of it. I'm unsubscribed because he's a cop sucker.
Yeah, I
You know-
may be subscribed, but I don't watch it. I know that. I mean, I know that when I see, this is the thing. Yeah, like my opinion is he talks a little bit too politely about these police, and the reality is that if they're good on one subject, if they won't kidnap you for smoking weed, they're gonna kidnap you for doing something else. Like here in Indiana, picking ginseng out of season is a Class A misdemeanor. Right, ginseng just grows naturally. I'm not playing. I'm in jail with people for this in Greene County. It's crazy, you know. And these people have been convicted of picking a plant out of season. It's insanity, right? So even if a cop won't kidnap you for one thing, even if look at this cop, he's saying he won't kidnap us for doing this, they will kidnap you for doing something else that's equally as non-criminal. So I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know how he feels about you though.
Oh, we don't get along. He's extraordinarily intimidated by me, big time.
Is that right?
Yeah, because he's concerned with subscribers and likes and comments, and now that I've passed him in views, he's really intimidated by me. And this guy, inside of Here's the Deal, inside of Here's the Deal's chat, he was talking about all these things that he's done, how he's been so successful, and it's just been, let me see what you guys can see. So he's talking about cop sucking right here. And he goes on to say, I have put my freedom on the line 9 different times, multiple lawsuits. I'm doing the best. Criticizing me because you're a cop sucker is why. And then, why don't you in chat become a police officer? Bro. Okay. I absolutely hate the system. It's corrupt and tyrannical, which is why. Could you become a cop? He's asking people here. You just expect the tyrant law enforcement to be good people. Why not go join law enforcement? You're losing me, bro. Why don't you become a cop again? It's sad. People want to do is complain and do nothing and keep the internet and see what it accomplishes. Actually, let me, because this guy's so obsessed with, so number one, Long Island, just what you've done is you got our First Amendment right to walk into the 75th precinct in New York. We can walk in there now because of the court case you did. But other than that, Terry versus Ohio still lives. So you haven't done anything. You got that court case done.
I mean, yeah, Long Island Audit, I mean, he has been successful. It seems a little bit boastful to me to be out there making those claims. That seems a little bit in bad taste to me. And I don't know that there's much more to criticize him for than that. Really, I mean, he's just making comments in bad taste. I do think that if he has some disagreements with some people, which I have disagreements with a lot of people, but of course I'm open to debate them on one of my channels at a time.
You can't debate me, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's got these strong viewpoints, perhaps maybe we could have a moderated debate. You know what I mean? And then he could have on there.
This is the one thing he did. He got the policy of the NYPD changed back to our First Amendment, where you can film in there. For how long we don't know, but it's you are a bootlicker, bro, big time. And then he goes on to say how the work that he's done. Absolutely nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Zero. You can still be grabbed on the street based on officer reasonable articulable suspicion. You can still be put in torture cuffs. You can still be detained. He's never talked about the torture cuffs because that would take on his bootlicking. And so people who are so boastful about, look at what I've done. What have I said on here? People said, oh, you should celebrate 500,000 subscribers. No, I've recognized people. Thanks for joining, but we haven't done anything. We have to make sure Craig doesn't get convicted. We have to make sure Wanda Meese doesn't get convicted. We have to fight my criminal case. We have to make sure that Press with Rancor doesn't get convicted of crimes. That's when you've done something. When you saved other people, saved your own soul, that's the things. And when you get real change, like Philip Turner versus Driver, where it's an actual Supreme Court policy that you can film cops, that's when it's a circuit court or district court policy that you can film cops. So that's where we got to get to. And then you create real change. But until we overturn Terry versus Ohio, we're going to live in a tyrannical jackboot thug pig state. That's just the plain simple fact.
And Chille also, by the way, I mean, I'd like to talk about like the issue of judicial review, because even if we did abolish Terry versus Ohio, we would still get people being violated. And then because like, for example, we've got a
Well,
law.
hold on. What judicial review is this goes back to the case of Marbury versus Madison, 1803. And the case specifically says what it does is the 1793 Judiciary Act. Remember, the Constitution is ratified, so it's 1794 Judiciary Act. The Constitution is ratified, in 1791. The Bill of Rights are added in 1793. The Judiciary Act in 1794 is what starts the judicial system, the judiciary that we have today. So the Supreme Court is kind of like this really small functionary that of the three branches of government, which is based on Montesquieu's book, Spirit of Laws, which is published in 1750 and then plagiarized by our founding fathers in 1776. So now we pretty much take the spirit of laws and we create at the first constitutional convention the three branches of government: the judicial, the executive, the legislative branches of government. So now the 1794 Judiciary Act, what happens is in 1803 in Marbury versus Madison, and this is going to be from Chief Justice John Marshall, he's going to declare that the 1794 Judiciary Act is unconstitutional, because what it does is it makes it so that he's trying to, so Marbury, I don't want to get too lost in the weeds, I don't want to lose anybody. Marbury is filing a writ of mandamus, and he's filed this writ of mandamus directly with the Supreme Court. But that's out of order of sequence. You first have to go to your state or district court, and then go to the circuit court, and then go to the Supreme Court. So John Marshall says this is an unconstitutional case because Marbury is filed against Madison in the Supreme Court, which is unconstitutional. And then what happens is in that case, John Marshall will write that the Supreme Court, the 9 unelected people, are going to be allowed to do what's called judicial review. Judicial review is when the Supreme Court looks at the cases, looks at the laws that the legislator writes, the legislative branch, and that the executive branch, the president or the governor, then signs into law. So they took the power for themselves to be able to judicially review laws that are written by the legislator and signed into effect by the president or the governor, depending on if it's a state or federal law. So that gives you a little bit of background of what judicial review is. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, and it's not like the state, it's not like the legislature or the governor or any other branch of government is arguing with it. You know, it's not like they're sad. What they did was they lifted the weight off the shoulders, right? They took the power, but they lifted the weight off the shoulders because essentially, I mean, and by the way, John Marshall is no hero. He's an absolute scumbag. I mean,
him and his brother both, what they were trying to do.
Absolutely. I mean, him and the whole lot of them. He's a total federalist. I believe that he was the one. He was the one who made the decision about I think it was McCullough versus Maryland, I believe, and it's in the case where the state bank, where a federal bank couldn't be taxed by the state, and it was a case that basically right off the jump secured tons of power for the federal government. But anyways, what I'm saying is here in Indiana, we've got a new law coming through, and it's going to be passed, by the way, which is. Right now, it's in the form of a House bill. It just got passed as a House bill. It's House Bill 1338. Now, this bill details how cops will now be allowed to trespass you. They're going to be agents of public property. They are going to be agents of public property that if you violate a certain agency's policy, this could be the sheriff's department, anything, you could be trespassed from public property. But not only that, the police can claim that they have been asked by a private property owner to trespass you as well. And they are now agents of private property if they so claim. All right. But it does a lot more than that. It makes it so that city councils can adopt their own rules of decorum to kick people out if they're criticizing anybody. It's crazy. And we all know that people are going to be arrested. They're going to be kidnapped. They're going to be tased. They're going to be beat up. They're going to be caged. All of it. And it's not going to be stopped because this tool that they have called judicial review, it's going to be assumed to be constitutional until it gets to probably a federal court.
Right. And then the district court, they'll lose and side for the state. And then the circuit court, they could get that overturned. And then if they file for certiorari to the Supreme Court to hear it, once it gets to the black robe tyrants, if they hold in the wrong way, holdings typically last between 60 and 100 years.
And by the way, show me one case where the ball is moved when maybe it's changed 60 years after, but it's moved in the way of tyranny. Because it's never, once a precedent has been set that they have usurped power, they've never given it back.
There's cases that get overturned. You know, a real simple one is Olmsted versus United States in 1928, and then it's overturned by Katz versus United States in 1967. So there's cases, and you You could take Alabama versus Pace in 17.
Well, by
Alabama.
the way, they weren't using that whole Cats v. US to give us any liberty. It was to give them the power to surveil us in public. I guess it was just assumed prior to that the government didn't have the right to surveil us in public. It was always, I assume it was always well understood that the public had a right to document anything from public.
I believe that Pace v. Alabama was 1803. I think it was. I just want to be double sure. I hate to be wrong. Yeah, 1883. Right. So Pace versus Alabama is 1883, where you can't marry a black person or a Mexican person or a Chinese person. And then that's going to hold from 1883 until 1967 in Loving versus Virginia. Matter of fact, hundreds of white people were lynched for marrying a person of color. From between 1883 and 1967 in Loving versus Virginia, which overturned that. So they are overturned, but it just takes, I mean, how many years is that? 1883 till 1967.
Yeah.
That's roughly 85 years.
There's a lot of interesting case law where they use these clauses like, necessary and proper, and they use the intrastate commerce clause. There's one case, I don't exactly remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's where a rancher is growing corn, right? And he's going to use this.
Wicker versus Filburn, 1943.
Perhaps. No, I think it's way back because this guy is growing this wheat and this corn, and instead of selling it intrastate,
he's using it.
Use it in house.
Yeah,
right?
it's Wicker versus Filburn.
The judge rules that because you're not selling it, that negatively affects intrastate commerce, and that gives us the right to regulate you growing crops on your own property, even though those crops are never going to leave your own property. And there's a lot of case law like that. So you are right. There are the very few examples.
It is Wicker versus Filburn, 1940. I said 43. Forgive me. It's 1942. And the case is Filburn was a small farmer in Ohio who harvested 12 acres of wheat above his allotment under the Agriculture Adjustment Act of 1938. Filburn was penalized under the act. He argued that the extra wheat he had produced in violation of the law had been used for his own usage for. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Produced in violation of the law had been used for his own use and thus had no effect on interstate commerce since it never had been on the market. In his view, this meant that he had not violated the law because the additional wheat was not subject to regulation under the Commerce Act. And of course, the black robe tyrants, all of them, which would include a lifetime member of the KKK, Hugo Black, and Douglas, who was the only dissenter in Terry versus Ohio. A unanimous court upheld the law and opinion authored by Justice Robert Horwath Jackson. The court found that the Commerce Clause gives Congress the power to regulate prices in the industry, and this law was rationally related to that legitimate goal. The court reasoned that the Congress could regulate activity within a single state under the Commerce Clause, even if each individual activity had a trivial effect on interstate commerce, as long as the interstate activity viewed in the aggregate would have substantial effect on intrastate commerce. To this extent, the opinion went against prior decisions that had analyzed whether an activity was local or whether its effect were direct or indirect. And this was also a bit of a smackback against the New Deal that FDR had put into effect. So do you see?
I chime in on that, by the way?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They said, will this affect me in the chat? It's Liberty Blair. So wait a second. Can they do that to me with my small garden? Well, yes, it says it. It says even if each individual activity had a trivial effect on interstate commerce, meaning that it doesn't really matter in the individual sense. All right. But even if that individual activity had that effect, if in aggregate it could have a bigger effect, then they have the right to regulate it. So yes, that means they can regulate.
As a matter of fact, Liberty Blair, in the 2005 case of Gonzalez versus Reich, they're talking specifically about small gardens and small homes and small things. So in 1996, a California voter passed the Compassionate Use Act legalizing Mary Jane for medicinal purposes. California conflicted with the federal law of controlled substances, which banned possession of Mary Jane after the DEA enforcement seized doctor-prescribed Mary Jane from a patient's home. A group of medical medicinal users sued the FDA and attorney John Ashcroft in federal court. The medicinal marijuana users argued that the Controlled Substance Act of 1970, which Congress passed using its constitutional powers to regulate interstate commerce, exceeded Congress's Commerce Clause. The district court ruled against the group. As you're going to lose in district court, I've said that time and time again. The Ninth Circuit appeals reversed. So when you get to the bigger court, you can win. CSA unconstitutional, the Controlled Substance Act, unconstitutional as it applied to interstate with interstate medical marijuana use, relying on 2 U.S. Supreme Court decisions, U.S. versus Lopez and U.S. versus Morrison, both of which Scalia voted for, and then he voted against Gonzalez versus Reich because he hated marijuana. The Ninth Circuit ruled using excessive marijuana did not substantially affect interstate commerce. So then does the Controlled Substance Act exceed Congress's power under the Commerce Clause as applied to interstate cultivation and possession of medical Mary Jane? Of course, once again, look where Scalia did. He partnered with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They swung the entire thing. Ginsburg and Scalia were partners. Don't think that they're in the same thing. So does that violate the Interstate Commerce Act? No. In a 6-3 opinion delivered by Justice Paul Stevens, which is a super liberal, right, held that the Commerce Clause gave Congress authority to prohibit the local cultivation and use of Mary Jane despite state laws to the contrary. Stegen argued that the court precedent firmly establishes Congress's Commerce Clause of power to regulate purely local activities as the class of activities with substantial effect on interstate commerce. So that is your answer right there, Liberty Blair, with substantial effect on interstate commerce. Your peaches, your onions, your peppers, your tomatoes, your watermelons. If the government says you can't grow them because it's going to substantially affect interstate commerce, Wicker versus Filbert, 1942, Gonzalez versus Reich, 2005. Hey, the Interstate Commerce Clause. So just so you know, remember when I read a second ago that Wicker versus Filbert said this was a substantial reversal from previous holdings? So at this point, what the black robe tyrants, the unelected black robe tyrants did is they made it so that the government would have ultimate power by using the elasticity clause or the Interstate Commerce Clause.
Where they previously had not.
It greatly expanded government power. Wicker versus Filbert is one of the worst cases in U.S. history by far. That's how I know it. So do you see why I say that Long Island Audit can't debate me? Because he sent me about 400 DMs on Facebook. He's simply not on my level of education. He's a felon who's an armed robber felon. And he picked up a camera because he couldn't get a job. And so then he got himself arrested a bunch of times and using the First Amendment was able to get off. Good job. But he's created absolutely zero change other than being able to film in a New York Police Department, which, by the way, I went onto his page, a guy I don't like who's a cop sucker, and I put in his comment section, good job, congratulations, because that's a good thing. But the rest of it, he's just simply not on my level of knowledge. I can do it like that.
It would be interesting to see if he would be willing to put himself out there.
He won't.
Yeah,
why would he? You see what I can do. He won't.
Well, yeah, and that's interesting because I my personal position. I heard you say before I even came on, you're not an anarchist, you're not a voluntarist.
No,
I am, and so I obviously wouldn't be arguing on Supreme Court stuff. And right, and if you want to have a debate on this, I'd love to on even if you want to do it right now, but.
Well, I would before we do have that conversation, which I'm willing to have, I'd like you to listen to 100 lectures on Hobbes' Nature of Man. Listen to research Bellium Omnia contra omnes, which is a Latin phrase that says a war of all men against all men, which Hobbes would write in his 1652 book called Leviathan, which I have not read because it's impossible to read. However, I've listened to 100 lectures on it. If you can read Leviathan, you are a freaking genius. This guy's writing is so far above everybody else's level. That Hobbes was so intelligent, you can't even read his book. You need someone to break down his book for you. I'll just go out on a limb and say, if anybody wants to debate me on anything, you better make sure that we have the same information. Otherwise, I'm going to drown the other person in knowledge. And I'm going to say, so what does Bellium Omnia contra omnes mean? And why would it mean a war of all men against all men if there's no rules?
Right. And I don't think that would necessarily be the deciding factor in any debate, someone's knowledge on a certain definition of something. But I can say that I am very well versed in my point of views. I've read books by Murray Rothbard. I've read books by Ludwig von Mises. I've read books I've listened to tons of lectures by Andrew Napolitano. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He quotes Hobbes like crazy. He quotes
right, but you have to study Hobbes' book, Leviathan, to truly understand.
Well, yeah, but you see, I'm not a statist, though, so I don't believe in the state apparatus. So I study
Hobbes was a statist. Hobbes was a big-time statist.
Right, and so that's why I don't necessarily.
Hobbes said
it would be interesting to debate you with your knowledge of what you believe in and my knowledge of what I believe.
Well, Bellium Omnia contra omnes means a war of all against all men, a war of all men against all men. And what Hobbes was teaching in Leviathan is that if we don't have rules, right? You're an alpha male, I'm an alpha male. So if your kid gets hit by the car and there's signs going up that says, hey, drive 25 miles an hour, you even put the big yellow kids out there, you know what I'm talking about, it says slow through here. And then you hit my kid in your car. So I say, hey, you broke my kid's leg. There's still judges in anarchism and in volunteerism. There's still
There
judges,
is.
still a judge society. And so then you go before a judge and the judge says, well, you know,
Well, there could be. I don't know that there is. We
well,
don't see it right now, but there could be. There has been in the
right.
past.
Then if you hit
There has
my
been
kid in the car and I don't think the judge gave me justice, there's no rule of law. So I'm going to get mine. And this is addressed in Federalist Papers number 10. And so
Right. Well, and by the way, the Federalist Papers were all refuted by the Anti-Federalist Papers
I've read
as
them
well.
both, and I'm more of an
Yeah. I've got them
anti-federalist
both as
kind of
well,
guy.
and I've read them both as well.
But the idea that we can't have factions or that we should have factions, if you read Federalist number 10 and you just read Federalist number 10 or you just listen to Federalist number 10 on audiobooks, which I think you should listen to it before you should read it, and then because they break down the sentence properly for you, and then you should watch
I
multiple
had the
lectures.
pleasure of reading it in jail, so I had my
Oh,
full
right.
undivided attention on it.
Right. So anyway, I don't want to bore everybody with a bunch of historical talk, but the simple fact of the matter is I believe that without the rule of law, that we would kill each other. Because if you hit my kid with a car and I don't feel like I got justice, I'm going to kill you. And then your cousin and your brother are going to kill me. And then my dad and my brother and my sister and my cousin are going to kill your dad and brother.
Can
And
I
then
ask you, what's justice?
well, right now there is no. We're not living under the rule of law. This is
Well,
a
right, yeah,
tyrannical
so you're-
jackboot thug pig system. This is not the Constitution. This is not
I
the Bill
agree.
of Rights. This is so we can't
We're on
even
the same
argue.
page.
I can't even argue that this is rule
No,
of
we're
law
on the same page.
because this
I'm
is a
just asking
tyrannical
you.
jackboot thug pig society right now.
Right,
And
in
half
your
these people on here,
ideal society, what would be justice for breaking your kid's leg?
I don't know that answer. I think that will be maybe save that for another time. But
Okay, yeah.
So as far as my cases are concerned, I did not hire attorneys, and I feel like the judges have screwed me. And even in Vegas, where I did hire an attorney, the reason
Right.
I said
I
I'm only
saw that.
available, the reason I said they said, well, the cop said he's good Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I just chimed in, well, I'm only good on Mondays and Fridays. The only reason I said it was so that society could see, if you're not a bootlicker, that it's always tilted for the cop, always tilted for the state. Of course, I'm going to make myself available on any day, but I wanted to show that the judge would be ruling against me no matter what. And by the way, this is not a jury trial. She's the decider of whether or not I violated a misdemeanor by obstructing and filming the cop. So that's that. And as
So
far
why
as
are you choosing to do that? Can I ask you?
why did I hire an attorney?
No. Why are you choosing to go with the bench trial, or is this
No, I don't get it. I don't get a jury trial in a misdemeanor case in Nevada. So there'll probably be an appeal here because the judge will hold against me. I'm pretty sure. The judge will rule against me.
That sounds crazy to me. That
Yeah,
they
because there's
that
6
they-
months in jail attached to a misdemeanor.
and no jury. You don't get a peer.
No.
That's insanity.
And then in the trial with the trolls that I'm suing a bunch of trolls in California, the judge has been telling me, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. So the one of the trolls got a lawyer. And so the judge just held sanctions against me. Both of us has filed for sanctions multiple times, but now the judge held against me because he just wants me to have an attorney. That's the simple
Right.
fact. Because
because you get
if you're going to
paid
sanction
hard.
me, you should have sanctioned these other people as well. But it's one-sided because I don't have an attorney. Just like in federal court, when I took on YouTube, my case was just dismissed as soon as they brought in their super lawyer from Wilson Sonsini. They just requested it was dismissed, and it was. So that's why I only hire rock star lawyers now.
Absolutely.
You can eat my shorts. Don't tell me how to be. Just then go back to that Copsuckers channel. Okay. Oh, I lost you, Henry. I lose you. All right.
I'm back.
Anything else, Henry? And I'll let you go. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. I want to say thank you to everybody that's donated. I mean, to me, to everybody else that Chille's donating. It's absolutely brilliant. This is the realest, most important fight against tyranny in our time, in our country. I mean, there's really not a whole lot more going on. I mean, these people.
Go ahead.
These people are doing everything they can, and shamelessly at this point. The precedent's already been set. They are doing everything that they can to gather all the information that they can on you through arms of the government like the NSA, the CIA, and all the meanwhile, they're using their local police forces, county sheriffs to prevent you and me from gathering any information on them. And that's pretty much the conclusion. So thank you all for helping us in this fight against.
And then the question I have for you, Henry, is before there was Team DLZ, before there was all these wonderful people, was there any other team that came together for different activists all over the country and hired attorneys? Has you ever seen this happen before?
To my knowledge, as far as I know, there was one channel that would do fundraisers, and I don't know how often they do them. See, you and Team DLZ, they get it. You guys do fundraisers all the time. There's never a time when there's not one going on. I know that I've seen PAR, Police Accountability Report, do a couple of fundraisers for some causes. Now, they're a respectable outlet, I feel like.
Never even heard of them.
Yeah, right. They're free. But, and that's the way it is with this. YouTube, Google shadow bans good channels. They make sure that they can't reach the people that they need to reach. And that's why it's just so important. It's always been important that when you're watching something like this, you hit the like button, you share it to different platforms, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're on. It doesn't matter, because these people are actively trying to suppress this kind of content.
And crowdfund.
That's
send
right.
in
That's
$5,
right.
$10, $20, $1. Some people put in $1, and we need it. We need you to put in $1. A simple dollar makes all the difference, because then we're able to take that money. I'm looking for one of my full, complete, maybe Greg will put it up in a second here, but we need to crowdfund. I'll spend my money from trifolds, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, whatever, hats. I don't care what I sell. And I'll put my money towards helping people, but I won't be able to cover the entire $60,000 from Press with Rancor. That's why people who donate are super appreciated. It's
They're heroes. Let's face it. They are. Are the unseen heroes.
Listen, listen, I'll let you go, and then I'll talk to the people. But Craig,
sounds good.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me on, Chille, and thanks for everything you're doing for me, brother. You take care, all right?
Okay, later, brother.
Later.
So look, if you guys can it is what it is. There are teams, and if you're not on Team DLZ, you're not. If you are, you are. But I'm not apologetic. Like, I am what I am. And I know what I feel like. I know what my mission is. I know why I was born, and I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And so I'm doing, XXGeo. We raised money for XXGeo when he was asked out and they stole his money, and so we raised the money for XXGeo, and you guys did that. It wasn't me. It was all of you. So, look, if you guys want to look, and for Long Island Audit, who has an ego the size of Manhattan, you think you've done anything? Let me just say it. Besides the filming in New York police departments, which should be all right anyway, bro, the real cause is Terry versus Ohio. Never heard you talk about it. You talk about you and your cases. How many Henrys do you have on? How many XXGeos do you have on? How many Press with Rancors do you help? Which, by the way, Press with Rancor sent his GoFundMe to Long Island Audit. He sent his GoFundMe to him. Press with Rancor, you can put GoFundMe Press with Rancor, and his GoFundMe pops right up. The 2,000 some odd dollars that are in there is all Team DLZ. Every dime in Press with Rancor's GoFundMe is from Team DLZ. So until Long Island Audit does something for someone else besides himself, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Bro, do something for other people besides yourself. And that's how I measure the merit of a man, is what you do for others. I can do for me all day. Just so you guys know, let me just tell you. I could set up a green screen, go to Bermuda, sell trifolds, and within a few years, I'll have a lot of money. I'll be all stacked up. I'll be just rolling. Okay? And there's Right Way. So just so you know, Right Way Ministries, this guy right here, Right Way Ministries, when Christy Roan's husband, James Sheets, was murdered, this guy right here, for Christy Roan, who had 5 kids and was pregnant at that time, he donated thousands of dollars to Christy, directly to her Cash App. So I just want you to know, there are people like Right Way Ministries who deeply care about other people. He doesn't have to give thousands of dollars to some person he doesn't know in Ohio, but he does. I think he's still donating to her, or has. I know he has in the last year. Last we talked, he was still actively donating. So I just, look, I am not a weeping willow. I am not a shrinking violet. If you attack me or talk shit about me, I will come to your door right here through the media and let you know that you're a fraud. And I have no problem saying it, that you are just in this for yourself. And that's what I'll say. And look, I'm a salty dog. Woof, woof, woof. I'm a salty, salty dog. So that's how it is. If you guys can, make sure that you donated. Yeah, right there. So Breaking the Flaw knows. Breaking the Flaw. Did Right Way Ministries donate thousands of dollars to Christy Roan? Yeah. Let me see if I can get the balloons to go up. The balloons go up when I do this. Let me see, where are those balloons at? 1, 2. I'm trying to get the balloons to fly. Thanks. I really appreciate your support, Paul. I know, a lot of you guys are not rich, and I'm not trying to get you to break your piggy bank here. I really want to crowdfund this. 10,000, 20,000 people will see this video. So I really want you guys to give what you can give, and make sure you put donation on there so that when I forward that money off, when I file my taxes in April, that I can say, hey, look, this money went straight from me to this attorney, straight from me to this GoFundMe for Eric Trulio. Eric Trulio, because of you guys, donated $50 today, but he now has a wheelchair with an optical eye that's artificial intelligence because of you guys. When I didn't have very many people, we raised $7,000. So, I mean, everything we do, let's go OTVO, just do what you can do. Right there. Oh, by the way, shoot, what we got to do right now? Just real quick, we got to give another 100 to Jason Dollarhide right this second. I'm actually 2 days late on this. I usually donate to him on every single Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I send Jason Dollarhide $100. Everything I do is above board. I just want to show everybody so that we know what we're doing here. So this goes to his family. I put Jason Dollarhide. I'm not going to show you her name, but this goes to Jason Dollarhide. Here is another $100 going out to Jason. There it is right there. Now let me send this money. I just put Jason Dollarhide's name on the line. And let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, cool. Screenshot. Now let me cut off this person's name so they don't get harassed. There it is. Now the check mark will be greened out because I'm on a green screen. Just sent $100 at 4:08 p.m. to Jason Dollarhide. And by the way, for Felicia and Chevy, who put in $400 6 weeks ago, we went through that $400, $500, I think it was, and now we're starting a new clock. And I'm just going to keep on sending Jason $100 in jail. Jason's not perfect. He's made mistakes. But he was only persecuted and prosecuted because he took on the cops. Because if we didn't take on the cops, he wouldn't be persecuted and prosecuted. So that's why we continue to donate to. Bro, they don't know when I lost my job, you offered to give me half of the money in your account. It was like $500. You only had $1,000 to your name and wanted to give me half. Yeah, I remember, bro. I remember. He Right Way Ministries he does hard manual labor, and he makes really good money, but they summarily fired him when one company bought his company, and I had $1,000 in my bank account, and I said to him, I'll give you half of it. Let me send you this 500. Because he told me how he got fired, how one company bought another company, and that company then fires the people there and they bring in their own people. And so then I'd heard his story, and he had been so amazing with Beth Rist and with Christy Roan, and he had given thousands of dollars to people. And so I said, hey, I'll give you half the money in my account. And this is before nobody was really buying my trifolds. I had these trifolds for 3 years. And so I just, I love you, bro. Like, you're the real deal, Holyfield. There are few people in the world like you, dude. And I would do anything to keep you afloat. If you need my help or my support, I got you, bro. No matter what happens for the rest of my life, I will back this man. If you need my help, I will be there. You just say the word, dude. It's hard because I was so far down, I was so far down. I was, And then there's another person who helped me when I was absolutely down at zero when I was in Denver. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to bring any problems to them, because I get a lot of people who harass people who know me. But if you harass this guy, I feel bad for you. He's hardcore. He's as tough as I am, if not tougher. And so I feel bad for you. But there's another person who I don't mention their name. But when I was in Denver, my blood pressure went through the roof. My knee went wobbly because I was training alone. And so much pressure on me at that time. And there was a person who came in and totally saved me. And so, so to that person, I am forever and eternally grateful. I'm going to get out of here because I'm getting emotional, because I just realized he says I helped him, but boy, has he helped me. The things he's done for me as a human being. He gave me faith when I was in Ironton and half the town had turned against me, and all the people there who supported me were being drowned out by the haters. And this guy stuck with me. He stuck with me through thick and thin. So we don't stop. We don't stop. So we're going to keep Jason alive. We're going to get these lawyers. Wanda, I'm going to give you a call. Let me get my ish together. Let me get myself cleaned up. And, and for Long Island Audit, anytime you want to have a debate, buddy, anytime you want to have a talk with me, I'm sure that you won't. You just saw the level of knowledge I have. So you won't be able to debate me, but you can try. You can try, come on, guys, come on. Sorry, you pick a fight with a fighter. This is what you get. So just so you know, Shibendu, my blood pressure right now is 133 over 81. 133 over 81. What I did is I switched my diet. I stopped smoking anything at all. Before I had recreationally once in a while smoke something. That's now gone completely out of my system. And I changed my approach to life in general, where I take a long walk every day. I do the things that I do. And my blood pressure is good. My blood sugar is 112. I was pre-diabetic before. I'm not anymore. So I just made some real changes. Liberty Blair, nice to see you guys. Can I get in the comment section real quick? OTVO, can you put overturn Terry versus Ohio? Heller Gun Dude is almost done. We have a little bit more to go. I think you can pre-order a keychain on there right now, but we're going to go with the metal keychains. We're not going to fabricate them anymore. We're also going to do I'm not going to tell you everything we're going to do, but there's things coming out. I'm not going to tell you guys everything we're going to do. So, but we're going to do some pretty cool things. Dan Fizzle's in here. Good to see you, Dan. Let's go OTVO. Danelle Brown. Good to see you, Danelle. Zachary, Debbie, thank you for coming. Nobody. Tui. Thank you, Tui Tack. Unisex is in here. Roger. Remember, ladies, I have t-shirts right now. I'm only selling them for $20. I paid $20 for them. So if I have every size for women's t-shirts, just PayPal me, Venmo, Cash at me, and then tell me which size your t-shirt in, and I'll ship it out. Amy, I got your order. I will be sending you out that t-shirt that you requested. XXGeo is always good. Ryut is good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Nice to see you. Christopher, Dan, how you doing? It is so nice. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm going to do something in Vegas. So you say Drophead74, who has just become one of the biggest contributors and donators to other people, because Drophead74 knows I can't cover that 60 grand. I sell a lot of trifolds, but come on, you know what I'm saying? I can't. You guys know this, right? Anybody got a spare 60 grand sitting around? I can cover some of it, and I will end up covering some of it every month, but thank you so much. JT Soup got your hoodie. Super happy to hear that. Shock Professor. Nice to see y'all. It's nice to meet y'all for real. So Mr. Taskmaster, I appreciate you coming. God bless you. Tony, thank you, Zachary Moore. I appreciate it. Oh, let me give this last announcement, and then I'll get the flock out of here. So I went to LA, and I came back from LA. So I went to LA, and I got a bunch new hoodies. I got every size in stock. We actually don't get them in here in Vegas until Tuesday. So if you order a hoodie between now and Tuesday, they ship on Tuesday. We ship them priority mail. So they will go out. So we'll ship them on Tuesday, and then they'll take 2 days in the mail. So you'll have them by next Thursday. So today is Friday. So you're 6 days away. If you order a hoodie, you're about 6 days away. And with every single hoodie, you get a pair of cop cards, and you get a pair of cop cards, because I have literally thousands of cop cards. This time I bought I think I bought 10,000 cards. I have tons of cop cards. So I'm going to give them away with every single trifold. If you want to buy them, buy them. It's $10. That helps the cause. That helps what we're doing, but I'm going to give them to you anyway. So, and then with every single hoodie, you get a trifold and you get a pair of cop cards. And this is what the hoodie looks like right here. It says, "We don't stop" on the front. And then on the back, it says Team DLZ. That's what it says on the front and the back. That's what it says. The back says Team DLZ right there. And I have trademarked all of my stuff now. So if you guys see this anywhere else, I only sell products on deletelaws.com. I do not sell products anywhere else besides deletelaws.com. If you see an online store somewhere, that's not mine. That's someone who's stolen my products and is selling them. So please make sure that you only get stuff from deletelaws.com with a Z, deletelaws.com. It's funny hair day today. Anyway, all right, cool. Thank you guys so much. Remember, let me see if you guys can go back. Update, replace. Chilling with chili while eating chili, and it ain't chili. Wanda Meese, you and I will talk. Adam Claus is here. KT, Gloria, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys know how much I love you. Bree, good to see you. Alan Hubbs, LA and Vegas. Yeah, back and forth. I was just in LA. It was awesome in LA. It's getting hot here in Vegas. It's starting to get hot, and it's only March. It's absolutely amazing. So remember, get your hoodie. You get a trifold, and you get cop cards with it. If you guys want extra stuff, just put in your notes what extra stuff you need, because I appreciate you guys buying anything. And if you can't afford it, just let me know. Just let me know. And then, yesterday I got hit with sanctions. I'm not going to crowdfund that money. I'm going to pay it $1,700, 16 something. So I'm going to pay that myself against these loser trolls, but it's okay. Eventually I will win, because I don't stop, because we don't stop. All right. I'm going to get the flock out of here. Chevy, miss you. Mikey B, Greg, Bruce, all the regulars. I appreciate you guys so much. Lori Heineman. I will see you guys on the next one. Good times. Later,